true Biafran. MAZI NNAMDI uniquely brings to you, Radio Biafra live broadcast by the eminent Supreme Leader and the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces of the Indigenous People of BIAFRA, IPOB. MAZI NNAMDI KANU. The evening broadcast, live, and direct, on the 7th day of June, 2015. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Browse Biafran restoration websites at www.ipob.org and radiobiafra.co. Also browse our website at www.biafran.org to learn more about Biafra history. Visit our YouTube channel more often for the very best of Biafran videos. Enjoy it.
Biafra, we have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra, we shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes, our prayer shall be known both day and night. Say them always, all hail Biafra.
Good evening, wonderful people. Great Biafrans, wherever you are on the face of this very planet. This very evening, once again, we welcome you to our live broadcast, our live dedicated broadcast to the restoration of this God's kingdom upon the face of the earth. Therefore, regardless of where you are, regardless of what you are doing, we say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. especially those in the far eastern part of the world, of which I should have been having some meetings with their coordinators, but I wasn't able to make it this very morning. I welcome each and every one of you. We are live, we are direct, and we are coming to you today from London. We are coming to you from London. We are live and we are direct. I have some meetings to attend in Europe and I must attend them. I have some countries to visit and I must visit them. I have some very critical landmark negotiations to have with some people, and all those issues are about to be rectified here. We are therefore coming to you live from London. Therefore, our telephone numbers will alter a little bit. Those of you calling us on the line, the studio line we have in Biafra land, that line is still very valid. If you want to call us this evening, for those of you who have been struggling to get through for a while now, the number to call is +44 78 313 08376. I repeat, +44 78 313 08376. That is our number this very evening. If you're calling us from wherever you are on the face of this very planet, our Skype is up and running, of course, as we expect it to. Our Viber is also on. And also we are, of course, coming to you from where we were once headquarters. Of course, Radio Biafra is still headquartered here in the United Kingdom. Of course, I have enjoyed all the time we have spent at home, all the work that we had to do. I am returning back home as well next month, unfailingly, to continue this work. I have 6 countries to visit that want to see us, and I must go to see them. It is not every detail of my discussions with them that I will be privy, or that everybody should be privy to, or I should be privileged to be made public. Some of them will have to remain with us indoors because we don't want to, of course, give away confidentiality of our clients. Very, very important. Any move we make, any step we take, it is designed to ensure that we move this very effort forward. I must thank each and every one of you that made 30th of May a resounding success. As I said earlier, if you cannot hear my voice, it means I am either on transit, I am in a meeting, or otherwise indisposed. In this very case, I was on transit, and having arrived into United Kingdom, we must continue this very work. To also come here to tell this very government that the work they are doing, the effort they are making to stifle, the effort they are making to stop, the effort they are making to try to mothball what we are doing is not going to work. I prefer to tell people things face to face than say it behind their back. Now we are in the UK. We must intensify our gospel. We must intensify our effort. We must make sure that everything we do is clearly designed to restore God's kingdom upon the face of the earth. Therefore, once again, I will welcome you, and I will also ask you to welcome other people as well. You know, we are also on WhatsApp for those of you wishing to contact us there. However means you have chosen to come to us, this very evening will not be an exception. We must continue relentlessly the way we have always done in the past, which is to preach this very gospel with every truth and honesty we can muster, to make sure that we remain ever prayerful and watchful, to make sure we remain incorruptible, to also make sure we retain our badge of being whiter than white and whiter than snow. We do not know corruption, and corruption shall never, ever, ever come close to us. We abhor. We make sure we jettison. We make sure we find abhorrent anything at all that is capable of derailing us in this very effort. That is why we must continue resolutely and relentlessly in pursuit of this very noble endeavor. If you are listening to us via CHK 97.6 Biafra FM, if you're listening via 88.0, 102.1, or any other platform, if you're listening via satellite, if you're listening online as well, we welcome each and every one of you. This is a question of, if you hear, you tell your brother, you tell your nephew, you tell your niece, your uncles and your aunts, your mothers and your fathers, about the existence of this very glorious platform. You will tell them about Radio Biafra, the work we are doing. If there is no IPOB family where you are, please start one. Once you do so, you make contact with us, ostensibly via our inquiry line. We will tell you who the national coordinator is, or the continental rep, where none exists before. That way you'll be able to join the family and begin to contribute in whatever way you can to the exponential growth of this very phenomenon. There is the restoration of Biafra in truth and honesty, being piloted, of course, by Indigenous People of Biafra, propelled forward by Radio Biafra, we are here to speak the truth as always, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. As they know, as our enemies have now come to appreciate, we never abandon any quest we embark upon. We never jettison any project. Once we have decided, once we are determined, we pursue it to its logical and natural conclusion. That is why we don't retreat and we don't surrender. And that is why we will do everything humanly possible within our powers and even beyond to ensure that Biafra comes. That is the reason why we are here. And that is what we will keep doing until Biafra comes. Anybody thinking we will somehow abandon what we are doing, we will somehow slacken or reduce the tempo, you are not only mistaken, you are insane, because it will never ever happen. I thank all of you that kept faith. I thank once again those that made Abba the success that it was. I thank all the families all over the world, especially the national coordinators, the zonal coordinators, for the efforts they put in, every principal officer of state, especially the directorate itself, for the gallant work that they did in ensuring such tumultuous turnout all over the world, and to ensuring also that the 30th of May 2015 went down, of course, in record as one of those epic, historic moments in the life of Biafrans. As soon as the barrister is able to come to me, I will bring the barrister to you. Once again, we welcome you. Once again, please welcome other people as well. We are live and we are direct. And Chukwu Okike Abiyama in heaven is presiding over our proceedings here on earth. We must therefore go ahead to offer every praise and every thanks. We have no other person, O Lord of hosts. We don't worship any idol. We don't bow before any graven image. We don't bow before anything that the white people have decided suits them, and we must bow before them. After all, they no longer go to church. They have abandoned the whole thing because they have seen that what they brought to us was a charade, it was a shame, it was a disgrace, but we must continue because we are the chosen children of the Most High. We must worship Chukwu Okike Abiyama in truth and honesty. Therefore, our anchor is always and irreducibly so is Exodus chapter 20. I believe in the spoken word of the Most High. I believe that all the circumstances surrounding the receipt of the 10 Commandments by Moshe, of course they call him Moses, his name is Moshe, which is M-O-S-H-E, because where possible, we try to go back to the original name as much as we can. Where it was possible in the past to contradict, to contravene, and to try to reduce into insignificance the significance and importance of these great words spoken by the Most High, men of conscience, men of honor, have always tried to resist it. And we resist it once again. On Exodus chapter 20, do we anchor everything that we are? Those are the spoken words of the Most High. You will have no other God before me. You will not bow down before any graven image or idol. These are direct edicts. These are commandments that Chukwu Okike Abiyama handed down to the children. If we don't adhere to these things, Biafra will not come. People sometimes think that Biafra is just mere freedom fighting. No, it is not. It's about the restoration of the kingdom of heaven upon the face of the earth. We are doing things the way it has never been done before, and that is why we are phenomenally successful. That we have gotten this far in such short time is perfectly clear. It drives home the message that heaven is part of what we are doing, that Chukwu Okike Abiyama endorses what we are doing. Therefore, our people must be resolute. They must be determined in their belief, in their faith, that only Chukwu Okike Abiyama is capable of saving us. I want people to ponder one thing. For instance, if by the time the Israelites were leaving Egypt, and somehow they decide somewhere along the line that worshipping foreign gods brought to them was the best thing to do, do you think Chukwu Okike Abiyama would have allowed them to enter into the promised land? The answer is no. People don't know who Chukwu Okike Abiyama is. They don't understand him the way he works. We are his children. We are not some converts from somewhere in Eastern Europe or Western Europe. No, we are his direct descendants. We came from him. We cannot abandon Chukwu Okike Abiyama to worship anything else. It is impossible. Sometimes people ask me this question, does it mean we are not going to be tolerant of, people's views and faith? And of course we are going to be. We have always been a tolerant society. That was why Bini people can come and reside with us. That is why some Yoruba influence can be found in some parts of Biafra land, because we are very, very tolerant. After all, our name itself means asylum. We accommodate every view. We accommodate every belief system. One thing we can never accommodate is to compromise the central tenet, the central foundation of our belief, the pillar that holds the children of the Most High together. And that is our absolute and unshakable belief in the supremacy and preeminence of the Most High, Chukwu Okike Abiyama. Not negotiable. I repeat, not negotiable. If you negotiate the supremacy of the Most High, you will not get Biafra. If you any attempt to water down or to negotiate the preeminence of the Most High, Biafra will not come. Any attempt to worship idol, any attempt to worship idol, Biafra will not come. The white man that gave you idol cannot save you. When they start killing you, they run away. They cannot save you because they don't understand the Most High and how he functions. That is why we must go back to where we come from. We must go back into the mercy, into the glory, into the understanding of the Most High, that he may be merciful upon us. This evening, we call upon him to be merciful upon us. To come and abide with us, because we have no other person apart from thee. You made it very, very clear to us in the book of Deuteronomy that we have strayed. We have abandoned your statutes. We have gone to worship foreign gods. We have gone to worship idols. And that you are going to punish us. You said to us, if you abandon me, I will also abandon you. We have seen the very physical manifestation of this very punishment you have meted out onto your children since 1945. We have been killed by our Safol and Yalamajiri. The same people that brought us the Bible supported Islam to kill us. Until today, they're not doing anything about it. Instead, they are conniving to seek the expansionism of Islam into your holy land. You are God in heaven. You are creation. You won't allow such nonsense to happen, especially with your inheritance. In Biafra is your kingdom in heaven brought down upon this very earth. You will not allow the feet of these criminals and vagabonds to touch it, to defile your own land. Remember what you did to them in the past. You killed them. When our forefathers knew who you were, you came to fight for us. 67 to 70, we were mainly idol worshippers. We were calling foreign gods and their names, asking them to come and help us. None of them came to help us. We have gone back to our Creator. We have gone back to Chukwu Okike Abiyama. And for that very reason and purpose, you will have mercy upon us. You will bless your inheritance once again. You will rescue us from the clutches of darkness and iniquity. You will remove us from the damnation and eternal bondage of our existence in the zoological republic. You will keep us safe. You will secure your land, because if you don't guard the city, those that claim they are security guards, they lie awake in vain, because only you can build, only you can protect. All those that guard the city gates, they do so in vain. The same way you saved Israel, you will also save Biafra. The same way you restored Israel in 1948, Biafra will be restored very imminently, that we may also enter the annals of history as those that believed in your holy name and you did not let them down. That is why we pray to you. That is why we honor you. That is why we ask you to come and abide with us. That is why we ask you to come and please reside within us. Make us whole once again. Ensure, please, that we remain incorruptible, because only you can make the impossible become possible. Ensure that we are whiter than white and whiter than snow. Only you, Most High, can bless us. That is why we call upon your name. That is why we seek your face. And that is why we ask you, the same way you killed this army before of Islam and darkness, please kill them again. They will come after your children, and we want to defeat them. Hand them over to us in victory. that we may slay them, that we may destroy all their evil intent, and your children will rise up, raise their hands towards heaven, look up to the sky, and be able to adore you forever and ever. We have nothing to offer you but this very solemn pledge that Biafra will be built the same way that you intended it, that we will worship you, that we will honor your holy name. We will not worship any idol of any sort whatsoever. We will praise you. We will uplift your name. There are those born of dubious parentage who don't understand how central and critical you are in our lives. You will go and touch them and bring them to repentance, to understand that you are the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, the author and the finisher. And that when Yahweh Yeshua prayed, our Father who art in heaven, that we hallowed your holy name, that we kneel and bow before it, that mankind may understand who we are. We are no ordinary nation. We are no ordinary people. We are special. We are made from heaven. That is why we answer Omuchuku, Omo Obaso, Omo Anigwe. That is why we answer your children, Wachuku. That is why we also answer Nkechinyere. Only you can give. Only you. Only you. Onyeligwe, according to one of our mothers who prayed here. There is no name that can do justice to your magnificence. Man can't understand what we are doing praying to you every blessed day. After a while, they will come to that realization that we are not like any other race. We are very, very special. The sooner we understand that, the better. Please give us the humility, the presence of mind, give us the wisdom and the knowledge to understand that you made us. You made us for one singular purpose, to worship you, and that is exactly what we are going to do here. And heaven knows, instead of me to be ashamed of it, I am very proud of who I am, that I am a child of heaven. And that is why the blessing of the Most High must continue to reside with us, both collectively and individually, as we offer praise, adoration, and adulation to the Most High, Chukwu Okike Abiyama, now and forever. He said, our work is unending, our work is relentless, and we must pursue it. Once again, as I said earlier, we are in the United Kingdom. We are in London presently, broadcasting to the entirety of humanity. I left Biafra land just a few days ago, and we have arrived in London, and this work continues. I have some countries to visit, and I must visit them. I have some very important people to have private discussions with, and I must go to them. Everything required of me, I will discharge to the best of my ability, because I want Biafra to come more than any other person. Because as soon as Biafra comes, we will be able to go forward. We will be able to do what we came here to do, which is to make sure that this work is executed perfectly well to the glorification of heaven. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of Indigenous people of Biafra, as I led them, of course, without any hesitation. On the 30th of May, I command the armies of Biafra as I commanded them all over the whole world on the 30th of May. In the same vein, I direct Radio Biafra as I did also on the 30th of May and will continue to do. I don't do what I do by any special strength or powers of mine. I do so knowing fully well that heaven is watching over us. Everything I do is by the special grace of heaven, not of this very earth. Therefore, I welcome you once again. Therefore, we will proceed. If the barrister is able to come to me on our studio line this very evening, I will be more than grateful. I will be more than grateful. Please, the very eminent barrister, if you're listening, the line is 078-313-08376. Please, very, very important to contact me, that we may continue, of course, in our usual style and manner to present this very program to the whole of humanity. People are calling us already. I will ask them to please exercise some patience. Please allow us to present our news headlines and accompanying news summary, after which you will be at personal and collective liberty, of course, to contact us. But the barrister has chosen to come to me via another means, and I must go to him. Barrister, I wonder if you can hear me.
Absolutely, Director. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, Barrister. Please go ahead.
Good evening to all of you, Biafrans. Wherever you PM it on, came suddenly some people wondered. The Director was on transit, but now he has surfaced around the UK because he has special duties to perform and he's...
Barrister, you need to bear with me, please. Bear with me. I need to change your line, please. I need to change your line. I am not getting a very clear feed. Please allow me to change line, please, if you may. If you may. Barrister, please, you can proceed.
Sure. Right. Yeah, I said that suddenly people were wondering, they wondered and worried about your position. You're on transit and you've arrived. So, hooray, everybody's listening. And those who are not on the position to, tell your friends, well-wishers, brothers and sisters, that we are on this evening, PM edition, coming from United Kingdom, London precisely. We thank you for listenership. We thank those back home in Biafra land. I know that you've had the power for a very long time. Now it's gradually been taken away. Briefly, back to the base where it came from. And I'm sure you have to strain a little bit, just like we did. Calling Director every time. You had the whole power, especially those in Enyimba City. They had the whole platform for themselves alone. And we were struggling from here at some point. Some Biafrans saying, no, Director, you need to come back home because they were straining a lot to reaching you. We greet all of you wherever you are, whichever city, country, or village you are listening from. Our Radio Biafra is back here in the United Kingdom. And we enjoy all of you to support as always, to listen and to call in, to give your opinion, which of course are very valid. Whatever you say here, Radio Biafra is formed by all your suggestions, all your advices. Here, we don't say things on the youth. Through all of you, is given to us through all of you. And of course, Chukwuabiama is a witness. Our plans are to restore the kingdom of Biafra, to save our people from all these atrocious killings, from the Hausa Fulani Boko Haram, and those who support evil. Our plans are to make our people safe, to let the children to grow naturally in a free home. Director, you are aware they have also carried on with their atrocities by reducing the age of marriage, 11 years. They do not plan to make things better for young girls for their studies. They do not plan for their welfare. They do not plan for their goodness. All those perverts do everything girl, age 11. That's the plan. But when they collect money, they take it abroad. They make use of it personally and for their families. They do not plan for the goodness of mankind and for the welfare of those girls after age 11. They are not ashamed of who they are. This is why Biafra must detach himself completely with force or by force. We have to go away. We cannot be attached to that rotten, wicked entity that was illegally created and forced upon us that we must agree or we shut up. We don't agree and we will not shut up. We have to get away from there. You cannot come to somebody's country and create something uncomfortable and you want the inhabitants, the indigenes, to keep quiet and to put up with it while you enjoy and fix your own city. We reject it, and Chukwuabiama is our witness. With us, he will see us through with all this rigorous, wicked entity that has consumed our people, still consuming, and they are resisting, stopping us from freedom. We reject it. We have to move away from this. It's a mandate, and we must achieve it. Good evening to all of you, Director. I'm due back, and welcome back to the UK.
Thank you, Barrister. Very eminent and accomplished. We have arrived in the United Kingdom to continue our tour of Europe. I have come to see some countries I have come to see those of them who have expressed interest in supporting what we are doing, and I must please warn you, we are not going to make our discussions with them public. It is extremely private and confidential. These people are seriously considering helping us. We must reach out to them. We have prayed for Chukwu Okike Abiyama to go forth to touch their hearts and their minds, that they may come forth to help us, that they may do what is right, and that they too may also be able to participate and partake in what is to come. This is Radio Biafra. Barrister, thank you very much. Once again, allow me to reiterate my welcome to each and every one of you, regardless of where you are around the world listening to us. Our lines this evening, our principal line remains +44 78 313 08376. If you call that number, we will take your call. Our Skype is also here, so also are all the other platforms we use as well. I am also hoping from time to time to open up the lines, our studio line from back in Biafra land, for people to call us. I will make that line available as we go on to also take your calls. We have been able to make it possible for us to take your calls no matter where we are on this very earth. Therefore, there is no need anymore for any dedicated universal line, because we can take calls from wherever we are. Once again, we welcome you. I will now proceed very gingerly to the presentation of our news headlines and our accompanying news summary this very evening. It is not looking good at all, is it? Even in my 2.5 days absence, the zoo is precipitously collapsing as we had always known it would. Nothing is going to save the zoo. There is even a piece of news here where somebody is cleverly writing, of course, that the zoos break up, that the danger is still looming for the zoo must break up. I don't know why some of you give up so easily. I don't know why you are not prepared for a fight. No wonder Africa is very, very poor. Black people don't understand the meaning of hard work and dedication. You think if you come out and march on the road that Biafra will come, you are dreaming. These are activities leading up to what will make Biafra come is war. We have to go to war. And we will win. As I say all the time, things happen around us. Many things happen around us, but eventually we win. Eventually. Go and check all the battles we have fought, both internally and externally. Things may look very rocky, look very shaky, as if it's going to fall apart, but in the end, we come through. And each battle we win, we become even more stronger, more formidable, and more deadly. That is why I welcome them. That is why I will ask each and every one of you, if you're possessed by the devil and you want to try, you are more than welcome to do so. How are you going to try? By lying, by deceiving us, by not accounting properly for the money people give to you for this very effort. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your position, your hierarchy. If you are found wanting, I will dismiss you publicly. I repeat, it does not matter who you are. Once you're found wanting, you are gone. Highest they crash for 4 days only. Because we have now cut down the time of gossip from 2 weeks to only 4 days. And very soon we expect to do it to only 1 day. If at all you find people to listen to you. Some of you are carrying Awasa blood with you. You must behave like an Awasa person by being corrupt. You must behave like an Awasa person by doing wrong accounting. You must behave like an Awasa person by being very greedy. You may want to loot our treasury, but it will not work. We have come to do this work and nothing is going to stop us. If we don't get Biafra, then that means we don't deserve to live. That means that collectively we would have failed. I don't intend this very ship that I pilot to sink. I don't want to be remembered as a freedom fighter. I want my name to be mentioned alongside other IPOB members that fought very hard to ensure that Biafra came. I'm sure you understand where I'm going to. I am not a career freedom fighter. For the same story. We are doing this, we are doing that inside the zoo, and we are doing freedom fighting. I don't want that rubbish. Every effort must be put in to collapse the zoo this year. If we fail, If I fail to command an army that will sink the zoo these days because you didn't give us the weapons that we're asking for. Kangwapu knows we are looking for weapons. If we get it, we will sink the zoo. Now is the best time to finish the zoo off. Because they cannot fight and win a war on two fronts. That is something you don't know. Some of you think that the only deal they can make with them is this. Once we commence our march, Buhari will go to them and say, let us combine together and spread Islam. South. That's what they will do. And then we'll wait for them at River Benue and kill them. As simple as that. The war this time around will be total. We are going to fight to finish. Nothing will leave. Everybody should be prepared to die. It doesn't matter where you are. That very land will be laid to waste, to be laid bare, unless they allow us to go. We want to bring in a type of policy that when humanity hears it, they'll be vibrating. We are worse than Boko Haram. We have nothing less than 2 million men volunteer. I said 2 million. Are you listening to me? Some of you don't know how far we have gone, but I will tell you so you understand it. We have nothing less than 2 million. So when I mean providing arms, I want nothing less than 2 million rifles. 2 million assault rifles that will go around all the volunteers and the regular army that we have. So that when we march against the zoo, we can march to Timbuktu. Nothing can stop us. These are the things that we are fighting for. That is the type of army I want to lead. I don't want to lead an army where one person has a gun out of a platoon of, say, 15 to 20 men. I don't want that rubbish. Everybody will be under arm. Everybody will have a rifle. Everybody will have a gun. We are going to defeat the enemies of light. These people don't wish us well. They are jealous of who we are. They don't like us because Chukwukika Biama said we are his children. They don't like us because we are industrious, because we are hardworking. Why do you think the British put you in a place called Nigeria? The British, being very clever, saw what you can do. And the only way to stifle you is to put you under Awasa Fulani Alamajiri. That was a very clear plan on their side. We cannot allow them to prevail. We cannot allow them to stay with us. Impossible. They can go to their land and do whatever they want to do. They cannot dwell in Biafra land. Biafra land cannot be under the control of darkness. If you want to remove us from darkness into light, buy us guns and weapons. We need guns, many of them. And then we'll be free. We are not discussing anything. What's it? Anybody telling you we are going to be a bit diplomatic, we got anarchy. You are talking rubbish, people. I want you to show me any country in the world that got their liberty, freedom, not independent, not political, not paper independence. Show me even those that got their paper independence, like the zoo, which is still a British colony for your information. Are they doing well today? Did people not also fight and die? Did they not go into prison as a result of it? Of course they did. That is why all of you must remain resolute. That is why all of you must fight very hard. That is why all of you must do the needful. That is why all of you must ensure that Biafra comes by giving us every support you can muster. Some people hide behind their wife's wrapper and are pretending, listening very secretly, thinking, how is this thing going to happen? I want to show you how to defeat our Fulani, Yoruba included. In your next life, you write a book about it. We tell them what we are going to do before we do it. So that when we do it, it's even sweeter. That's why I love telling people what we're going. So when we do it, I sit back like the title. I enjoy it very well. Because you know what we are going to do, and we have done it. There is nothing you can do about it. Can't do anything. Do you know why you cannot do anything? It's because you are paralyzed. You know what we are capable of doing. Imagine people that their fathers built Obunigwe. Their grandfathers refined petrol out of nothing, crude oil. They made the impossible become possible. They built an armored personnel carrier when the world was in darkness by their standards. Imagine what their children can do. They have been to Harvard. They have been to Massachusetts. They have been to Cambridge. They've been to Oxford. Now imagine what they can do in 2015. I'm just letting the zoo understand. If you want us to build a drone for you, we can build one. That is why I am 100% confident that we will sink the zoo. The zoo can't survive. The zoo can never, ever survive. If they have any brain, all of you with money abroad, just leave the place and run away. Go and enjoy your money. Because if you stay there, what happened to Mohammed Siad Barre's Somalia will happen to you. You will die, and another person will marry your wife and spend all that money. That I can tell you. Be rest assured, the zoo must fall. As I told them in Abba, the zoo must fall. I stake my life on it. The zoo will fall. Okay, Mununanya. Let those who are working for our Safol and running around pretending they are something when they are nothing. Let other people want to sponge off the glory that is IPOB. I want people to begin to drag with Chukwu Okike Abiyama because everything we are, we offer to him. I want them to continue to drag it because they'll be reduced to nothing. People can copy us. They may want to be like us. They may even pretend to be us, but they can never be us. Because before we came, there were no people like us. Were there? The answer is no. Now that we are here, are there people like us? Can they do what we are doing? The answer is no. Long after we are gone, you will wish we lived forever and ever because there will be no set of people like us again. You can never ever see this like again. Never. This is a golden generation that Chukwu Okike Abiyama has decreed must come here to restore. It is a privilege. And that is why I don't mess with it. That is why anything that will put me into conflict with the throne of grace of heaven, I abhor it. I remove myself from it. Because I am holding heaven to what it said. The same way they will hold us to what we said. That is why you must not worship any idol. I'm telling you, no matter the type of idol that it is, never ever. Don't worship it. Because evil is evil. This is Radio Biafra. We must proceed to bring you our news headlines and accompanying news summary. And you will forgive me if I've even lost track of the time or day that it is. But I do know that today is the 7th day of June. It's Sunday, the 7th day of June in the year of our Lord 2015. The time now here in London is approximately, should I say 14 minutes to 8 p.m. in the evening? That's exactly what it is. I will proceed now to bring you the news headlines very briefly this evening and accompanying news summary, but very deep indeed. The news is brief, but very, very deep. Buhari to set army as pipeline guard to end Jonathan's pact with ex-militants. The Awasa publication is reporting it. Buhari is said, this is a man, Yoruba thought they were clever. Oh, we give him Christian Osubanjo to work with him. At the security meeting in Abuja, they locked out Osubanjo. They said, this is Awasa Fulani territory. You don't come here. National Security Advisor, Awasa Fulani. President of the Zoo, Awasa Fulani. Chief Justice of the Federation of the Zoo, Awasa Fulani. Attorney General, Awasa Fulani. Speaker of the House, Awasa Fulani. President of Senate, Awasa Fulani. Everywhere you go to, Awasa is everywhere, preparing for one thing: to launch devastation, that is Islam, upon everybody. It's a tsunami that is coming. There is nothing anybody can do about it. Look at what we have given up in order to serve you. I can decide to stay in England for the rest of my life with my family. If I'm not going to work, they'll pay me money. It's called social security. Ask them. If I'm homeless, they'll give me a place to stay in. It's called housing benefits. Some of you don't know this, but I'm telling you. The same thing applies to most of you who are in Europe. You get free housing. They give you money to buy food. And you're having fun. But your country, Biafra land, is sinking. They combine Biafra land with the zoo, and the zoo is sinking it. And it is not acceptable. I repeat, not acceptable. Very, very sad indeed. This is Radio Biafra. We must continue our work. We are moving forward because of our dedication and application, and that is why we are going to prevail. We must prevail. Let us continue. This is Radio Biafra. Buhari is to set the army to be guiding the pipeline. So, Tompolo, all those pipeline contract is gone. November this year is finished. No more amnesty for militants If you make too much noise, they will kill all of you. One after the other, there is nothing anybody can do about it. So that thing I told you that time is coming back now, looking you in the face. Are you for Biafra or not? If you want to leave, you must come over to Biafra. If you want to continue your agitation, you must mention Biafra with your mouth. Only the name Biafra can save you. Without Biafra, you're sunk. I am telling every militant in the Niger Delta area, without Biafra, you are finished. The only thing you can do is to become a saboteur, like Adakaboro, and he was killed. Adakaboro is from Ijo, is that correct? And he was killed. Anybody, some of you don't learn from history. You claim you are good students of history, but you know nothing. Let me put it now on record so you understand this. Everybody who has gone against Biafra ended up as a failure. Allow me to repeat. Every single soul who has ever gone against Biafra, because Biafra is the kingdom of heaven. Some of you don't, you think we are just saying it for the sake of it. If Chukwokika Biama or Yahweh Heshua is to come tomorrow morning, the first place he will come to will be Biafra land. I repeat, if the maker of the heavens and the earth decides to come down tomorrow morning, the first place he will come to is Biafra land. And I will tell you why in very simple terms. We are the only people that glorify him by the name that we answer, by the name we give the land that we dwell upon. No other race on earth does that. It's double blessing. Other people bless and praise Chukwokika Biama with their mouth only. We praise him with our mouth. The names we give our children. Som to Chukwu. Number one, the name we give the land of where we come from. Umuchukwu. Umuchieze. Is 3 times to back up what is written in the scriptures, which the white man corrupted to the Holy Trinity. Always in 3. We praise him with our mouth when we pray. We also adore Chukwokika Biama by the names we give our children. My own is Nnemeka. I don't know what to call yours. And everybody knows what Nnemeka means. We also do the same thing by the names of the villages where we come from. Omo and Igwe, the children of the kingdom of heaven. Now, if somebody that comes from a place called Omo and Igwe is not religious, I wonder who should be. What is the meaning of Rome? Is it Romanus or Romanov? I can't understand. But I know the meaning of Omo and Igwe. It is called the kingdom of heaven. The children of the kingdom of heaven. Now, which one do you think is closer to Most High Chukwokika Biama? Somebody from Rome or somebody from Omo and Igwe? Which one is closer to God? You know, this is Radio Biafra. When people come here, they come here to learn. Because if it's Pentecostal, they say they are under the anointing. Chukwu Biama asked us to come. He said, this is the gospel you will preach. This is what I expect you. When you see them without fear, tell them the truth. Those of them I have chosen will come with you. No matter how small they are, my kingdom will be restored for their sake. That's exactly what we are doing here. That is why you cannot worship any idol. How can you come from a place, your name is Nwachukwu, you come from Umuchukwu, and then you go and worship idol by a white man? Who are you? You were answering Nwachukwu before the white man came. The white man bringing you the Bible is answering Harold Smith. What does that mean? It has no heavenly connotation. None whatsoever. You are Nwachukwu, which means the Son of God. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't think some of you will, unless you are under the influence of the Spirit. You can't understand what I'm saying. And that is where ignorance comes in. If you don't listen to Radio Biafra, your life is empty. Categorical. This is the only radio station you can listen to anywhere in the world, and people say, I have learned something. Isn't it? Is there any other place that such a thing happens? Only here on radio. There is no other place. Only Radio Biafra. That is why more white people listen to Radio Biafra than black people. Because even white people, they come here to learn. You know, they love education. That is why they are successful and we are not. We continue to jump from one tree branch to the other as baboons and monkeys. Hence the poverty and reckless abandonment that pervades every strata of life in that damnation called the Zoological Republic. We continue. Oil pipeline contract gone. As I told Niger Delta militants, you embrace Biafra or you are finished. And as I also told Alison Madweke, your escapade in the zoo will end in failure. I told him in 2010, today it is happening. As we are reporting today that Alison Madweke may not be returning home since her trip with Buhari. She is stuck here. She can no longer go back, can she? Until she wins assurances that she will not go to jail. The same thing I told the husband in 2010. Only uncle did the. Ask somebody who understands Igbo language to translate for you. So dead, uncle only. There is no way you can serve our Fulani and they will love you. They will always want to bring you down and kill you. Today, Alison Madweke is learning that very fact. I told her she's a very pretty woman. If you come back, they will jail you. Alamajiri will rape you inside jail. Alison Madweke must be aware of this. I told him so. And today, after how many years? 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14. After 5 years, what I told him personally is coming to fruition. Any word we speak is gospel. The bombing in Damatru, the killing of our people, I told them in August of 2009. They said I was a warmonger. I said they will kill you. You'll be hunted down like a wild beast and killed. August 2009, I still have the tapes. I played it on Radio Biafra when we were broadcasting on AM. On the 25th of December 2011, it came to pass. After how many years? Nearly 11 years, of course. That tells you all you need to know, that anything you hear on Radio Biafra is gospel. Alison Madweke she is not planning to come back anytime soon. As we told her, if you abandon Biafra, Chukwu Kikabiam will abandon you. Look at Nnamdi Azikiwe. Everybody who abandoned Biafra, look at them today. We only remember them. We remember Effiong. We remember Timothy Onwatwegu. We remember them every year. Can anybody remember Zik every year? The answer is no. And as we're remembering them, we mention also the two greatest names of all time, Dr. Michael Lokban and Sam Mbakwe. We remember them too. Who's going to remember Azikiwe? Nobody. I said nobody. There is grass where he was buried. Grass is overgrowing the whole place. That tells you all you need to know. Niger Delta, you don't come with us and you're finished. You are toast. You are finished. You can never get Niger Delta Republic. That is a dream. A wild dream that can never come to fruition. Only Biafra scares our Fulani. Mention the word Biafra and they take cover. You fight with us, we get Biafra. If you want to swim in oil well, that is. If you want to drown yourself inside a barrel of oil, that is your business. And as it's a simple Igbo adage. If you understand it, you come and join us and we're going to get Biafra. I'm not begging anybody. If you say no, we're not going to join them, we're going to do our own thing. Remember Dakaboro. He was killed by an Awasa man, for your information. Remember Ken Sarawiwa? Awasa man killed him. The same thing will happen to you. Write it down on a piece of paper as I preach this very gospel. You know, the gospel according to heaven. That's what we preach here. Any word that comes out of my mouth comes to pass. Do you understand it? Because Chukwu Kikabiama made it so, not me. Heaven said that is how it's going to be. And that is how it will be. If I say the zoo will fall, it will fall. Because heaven asked me to say it. This place is iniquitous and evil. And the next news confirms it. The zoo, you can now go and rape an 11-year-old. David Cameron, I'm in your territory and I'm preaching to you. I don't know how old your daughter is. I wonder how you would like a 45-year-old man to go and rape your daughter legally. I don't know if Obama is listening. Of course, he listens to us sometimes. Obama, you listen to Radio Biafra. How would you like your two daughters to be ravaged by a disease that was a Fulani man? You don't understand it, do you? The age has been lowered to 11 because we told the whole world that Buhari, the man now in charge, the terrorist in charge of the zoo, assaulted the wife at the age of 9. The person you have today as your first lady or the first baboon amongst baboons was raped at the age of 9. That is why Buhari is being at least, okay, at 11 years now, you can do whatever you like to a little girl. No one gives a damn. If you try the same thing in America, you'll be jailed for life, if not even killed. But they want you to be in one Nigeria, one zoological republic, that your daughters may suffer this indignation and abuse. Anybody asking you to belong to one Nigeria wants the abuse of your daughters. Now, do you see why I say that everybody believing in the zoo called Nigeria is a baboon? I don't know what Shoyinka will say about this. He has not said anything, has he? Maybe he has his own 9-year-old in his house that he's abusing right now. A land of pedophiles. If not for any other thing, if I was any foreign government, once you say you're a Nigerian, I won't let you in, I will accuse you of pedophilia. Because Nigerian men are pedophiles. They are pedophiles. They assault and abuse children. They are pedophiles. And the small boys as well. You know, in Ugwawasa, they are quite rampant. Even your little boys are being abused. Anytime you give granite to a girl to go and sell or banana, do you know what happens to her before she gets back? Every blessed day. A land of pedophiles everywhere. 11 years official. Old men sat in this chamber of what was meant to be a debating house and allowed them to say, you can rape anybody above the age of 11 is not rape. Anything under the age of 11 is rape. How pathetic. Then the man who is your so-called terrorist in chief got his own at the age of 9. Why don't you try him in a court of law? You won't, because you're a baboon or you're a monkey. Welcome to Africa. Africa is quite wretched, isn't it? It's a very hopeless place for anybody to come from. Africa is stupid, honestly speaking. Boko Haram's plan is to subdue the whole of the zoo called Nigeria. Boko Haram's plan is to subdue Nigeria. As if we never told you before. I said anything we preach on Radio Biafra, allow some time to be confirmed by somebody else. When I was preaching this gospel, telling you the damage your culture is doing, you thought I was joking. Now, Atiku Abubakar, the former, this is the man that Al-Qaeda gave money to. Until CIA caught him. Al-Qaeda gave money to Atiku Abubakar to come and bring Islam to all of us. You know, the appointment or the arrowhead was a Okorocha. But some of you did not understand what was happening, did you? Until it's too late. Now, if you want to become an Alhaji, just go to Douglas Road. Before you walk from number 1 to number 100, you check Alhaji Mecho. Owerri. Do you know that a student from Owerri converted to Islam because Buhari won? He said he's a youth copper. He said if Buhari wins, I'll convert. He's an Okorocha supporter. Buhari has won and he has converted. People ask me, why are you against the culture? And I say, why are you blind? Why can't you see? Things are happening where you come from. And it is either we come out to fight to get Biafra back, or Chukwu Okike Abiyama will obliterate everything in Biafra land. Ask those who lived in Sodom and Gomorrah. And I can tell you right now that the zoo called Nigeria is worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. This is the only place in the world where it is legal for you to rape a 12-year-old girl. Welcome to eternal damnation. Welcome to the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Welcome to the place of Satan, the place of hell. We continue. Atiku Abubakar is now warning you, so you don't just need Radio Biafra. If you don't give us the weapons that we need, if you don't give us the money to buy the guns and the bullets that we need to defend you, you become Islamic. Atiku Abubakar is telling you right now, in case you have ears so you can listen. Don't listen to us. You know, some of you, we are fathered by them. Some of you should listen. Some of you are fathered by Awusa men, so you should be listening to them. New lawmakers define a stomach infrastructure. If I read this news in great detail, you will understand the mess that the zoo is in. What is actually happening. They know how serious we are. They want to dilute. They want to infiltrate. They are sending us spies in the name of people coming to learn. They are planning to send people to Aba and to Onisha to go and learn. They are sending spies to us, Yoruba spies. They think we don't know this thing. Anybody taking in a Yoruba man or woman in the name of doing this exchange rubbish is finished. Completely finished. We don't want them. For this scheme, we say no to them. There are many Yoruba people doing roofing and building, house building. There is no problem. We are Biafra. Anybody can come and work in our land. There is no problem. We don't intimidate. We don't violate people's rights. We are civilized people. But this particular group they're sending to us now, I don't support it. New lawmakers, they're now asking or redefining stomach infrastructure. I'll give you the news in detail later. APC is now saying that the zoo cannot confront Boko Haram that Buhari created alone, but it's going to be a regional crisis. Now, listen very carefully. One of the reasons why Obama said Jonathan must be removed is because they said that Jonathan cannot fight Boko Haram. In fact, the terrorist himself, Buhari, said that Jonathan cannot deal with Boko Haram alone. He went and called Niger and Chad and Cameroon. Today, Awusa Fulani is doing exactly the same thing. And you know the funniest thing about it? Nobody is criticizing them, apart from Radio Biafra, of course, because we have to speak the truth. These are the same people that said, these are the same people that opened their mouth and mentioned that, oh, why is Jonathan involving other parties to come and fight for him? I thought you said the army is very strong. And I kept telling people, believe you me, this, if you take away the gun, that AK-47 from a zoo army officer, you see that that person is a born coward. The only time you see army performing is against unarmed people. When they come across people who are armed, they run away from battle. APC have now come to that realization that the zoo is... It's only the other day they are training them how to shoot a gun now. An army that cannot fire a rifle. They're not teaching them the other day. Why? They are training 70 war commanders because even we have more commanders than they have. Only 70. The whole of the zoo. They are training 70 war commanders that the British are coming to teach them. And that is how I know that Biafra is very close. The British, for your information, they trained the Jordanian army to fight Israel. British officers were staffing their corps. British army officers commanded tanks in battle belonging to Jordan against Israel. Do you know what happened in the end? Israel beat them. So the fact that a white man is there shouldn't make you to be scared. He's human and he bleeds. America could not defeat Vietnam. If you have that mindset, you will win every war you go into. Because we are in our land, we are not looking for anybody's land. Understand that very well. Everything, nature is on our side. Nature is on our side itself. Because we are not looking for anybody's land. We just want to be left alone to be free. Anybody coming to our land to kill us, will kill the person. As simple as that. As easy as ABC. Some of you are frightened. Oh, America will support them. No, the world has changed. If America as much as sends one bag of pure water to them, their country will rebel against whoever is in charge of the USA. We know what we are doing. We need your support. Watch and see what will happen. Borno suicide bomber kills 2 and injures 4. It continues. Buhari said he will stop it. Cameron, I hope you're listening. Another blast again in Borno market has now killed 16. After that one, there's another one coming. They said, Buhari, for you to stop terrorism, vote in a terrorist. They have rigged a terrorist in, and the killing continues. As I told Buhari before he got in, maybe his aides can now go and tell him, you cannot stop Boko Haram. I told you before, and I'm telling you again, because it has gotten into their system. The people driving Boko Haram is no longer you, Buhari. They have now handed over their leadership, their ideology to al-Baghdadi of Islamic State. ISIS is now running the show, and their show is different. Their aim is to Islamize. So, Buhari, you can't. If you make too much noise, they will kill you. Because you started them up, didn't you? We continue. This is Radio Biafra. Another blast kills 16. Death everywhere. Welcome to the Zoological Republic. 9 out of 10 of the most dangerous countries in the world are Muslim. That you see what I'm looking for with Shoyinka in a debate. And I'm out here. If you know where he is, please tell me. I want to shred him. I will just tell him, can you tell me 1 or 2 or 3 Islamic countries that is peaceful? I won't even go this far. Name 2 that is peaceful. You'll be shocked. The answer is 0. In every Islamic country of the world, there are people pushing for extremist views and ideas to prevail. Everywhere on earth. But 9 out of 10 is Islamic. The most dangerous places on earth, which makes Islam a very dangerous religion. I know people who say they will not come to us because they are Muslim. We say to them, there will be no Islam in Biafra land. If you like, and join the army of Islam and come against us, you will kill you. They think we are joking. You will die. There will be no Islam in Biafra land. There will be no mosque in Biafra land. If you want to worship in a mosque, go to Sokoto and stay there with them. Islam is evil. Of course, everybody knows that. We continue our work here. Suswam left Benue Treasury empty, according to Autumn. I think that's the new governor Everybody's a thief. These are the people you voted for. In the next 4 years, he will steal his own. If they know they have lost their living, but the people are so foolish. When I call them baboons and monkeys, people complain too much about it. But you reason exactly like a monkey. You voted in 1999. They rigged election. They looted the treasury. In 2003, was it 2003? You voted again. The treasury was looted. 2007, you went back to vote for another change. The treasury was looted. 2011, did you not go there? The treasury was looted. Each time you vote for them, they steal from you. And you know the funniest thing? Next time when they call you to go and vote, you will also go out to vote. That makes you an idiot. That is why you're a baboon or you're a monkey. You can't reason very well. On a Muslim, that's the saying of our people. If a road is so beautiful, you go there twice. If you go on a road that the footsteps you see is only the one going, none coming back, you should turn back and go. That means it's not safe. This is something, the tales they used to tell us by the moonlight when we were small. You are now going into a forest. All the prints, the footprints you can see on the road is leading inside the forest. That is none leading back. No footstep coming back, only going in. If you go into that forest, an evil forest, you will die there. You have been voting all your life. There is no improvement. Why do you still go to vote? I'm just asking. Oh, sorry, please. You're a baboon or a monkey. And you're a Nigerian, isn't it? A very foolish idiot you must be. A very hopeless fool. Some of them are running and hiding in America. Some of them are in Europe. Some are even in London here. They're having fun. Hiding, pretending they're not baboons and monkeys, but they are. Some of them are very high. Some work in the stock exchange. Some of them work in the judiciary. Some of them are lawyers, are doctors. They are monkeys and baboons. The only thing is that they can read and write. A monkey is did you see the monkey with AK-47? Did you see the monkey with APC uniform? A monkey is always a monkey. And as I said to them, you people should be very glad that white people are kind. I'm telling you the truth. White people are so kind. If I am somewhere else and I see black people, as you're coming into my country, I'm putting you in prison. You people are not worthy to be noted down as human beings. No, you are not. Look at Africa, you weep. You have not, some of you have not. Have you seen Orile when the rain is coming down? You know, some places in life are just dirty and ugly. And there are people there who are graduates. It's amazing, isn't it? The stupidity of a black man is overwhelming. Sell helicopter to pay workers. PDP tells Adegbeshola. How about selling aircraft? You know, it's quite strange. You go to churches, as some of you have been today, very stupidly and hopelessly, as I keep reminding all our people. They said we are infringing on people's rights to go and worship. And I say, yes, we are. If you want to go into heaven, you need to infringe upon the right of Satan to go to heaven. Don't you know that? If you are going to a Yoruba church or a child of the devil, we don't want anything to do with you in IPOB. I don't care who you are. If you are going to Winners Chapel, Mountain on Fire, is it Valley on Fire? I don't know what rubbish they call it. If you go to Redeemed Church, you are foolish. You are bringing idol and idolatry into the house of the Most High. You are answering Wachukwu. Som to Chukwu. Chukwu kamnario. Chinedumije. Oku diri Chukwu. And you're going to Yoruba church being presided over by somebody who is Temitokwe. You must be foolish now. You are a lunatic. You are a lunatic. Confirmed lunatic. And I don't want anything to do with idiots in my life. If that particular church is not presided over by a Biafran I know was circumcised on the 8th day according to biblical edict and tradition, I won't go there. It means nothing. You don't have a covenant with God. Circumcision on the 8th day means that you are covenanted. You have blood oath with Chukwu Kikabiama. That's the meaning of it. Go and ask Abraham that did his at the age of 90 and they will tell you. The same thing happened to Jacob, happened to Isaac, happened to Joseph, happened to Moses, even Yahweh Yeshua, that the Greeks called Jesus Christ, was also circumcised on the 8th day. Do you know that? No, you don't. Why is it called Chizoba? Yahweh Yeshua means Chukwukika Biama is our salvation. What is the meaning of your name? We are live, and this is Radio Biafra, of course. We are live today from London. Please. Sell helicopter to pay workers. They have aircraft everywhere. Even spare helicopters that they go to farm. When they want to go to the village, they use helicopter. When they want to go travel from their capitals to the heart of darkness, Lagos, they use their private jet or to go anywhere else. But then to go to village is helicopter. When you vote, you voted for him. And he went out to buy a helicopter. You people are daft indeed. Only black people from Africa can be so stupid. Fulani headsmen sack 17 Plateau villages. Of course, they are coming. After Plateau, they will enter Benue, which they have also started making their incursions into. After Benue, then they have Enugu in their sides. And what are you going to do? You then be calling Radio Biafra. Oh, director, try and do something. They have seen Awusa men. They came with their cattle. They are killing us. That time I will tell you, devil, go behind me. I don't know who you are. We have been preaching now for 3 years. What have you done? What have you done? I said we need weapons. But if Awusa comes into Biafra land first before we acquire our weapons, I will not command this army. I won't now, because we will fail. We need to stop them from coming in. Once they come in, if you begin to fight rearguard battle village to village, it's too late for you. Too little, too late. If you fight a war from a defensive position, you are gone. You are a goner. Finished. That is why we need to act now. That is why I'm telling all these people that say they're from Niger Delta or Delta Niger or South or South. I don't know where they come from. Without Biafra, you're gone. With Biafra, you'll be saved. Without Biafra, you are a non-entity. The zoo can never take you. You can be ranting and raving all you like on newspaper pages. Nobody can take you seriously. Nobody can. Ask Ifajun and he will tell you. Ifajun was really kind. He will tell you. Nobody regards him anymore as anything. He's now running a crusade. Every year they will go and bring a guest speaker. I don't know, maybe the guest speaker for next year in Masop gathering will be Jonathan. He will promise them, or maybe Ban Ki-moon. There are lunatics. 25 deadliest dictators in history. Yakubu Gowon makes number 14 in the list. And I dispute it. He is not number 14 on the deadliest dictators. These are the people with the most kills in the history of mankind. Gowon is there and is the one preaching for peace and unity in the zoo. That tells you all you need to know. Notorious school children kidnappers arrested in Norso in Imo State. Victims rescued. Everybody, I've told them before, go and volunteer to serve in the army of Biafra. Very, very soon there'll be no more kidnapping in Biafra. And if you're a kidnapper, you'll be summarily executed without any trial. I have given that standing instruction to the army of Biafra. Anybody involved in kidnapping will be executed and buried without any trial. We don't think that Chugokika Biama can give us Biafra with people kidnapping his own children. It's not possible. We don't want that nonsense in Biafra land. So the sooner they clean up their act, the better for everybody. The zoo is going to break up and the danger is still looming. According to an article written by somebody called Aniebo One More, I think the zoo is still going to break up. Civil society groups have now written to the UK Prime Minister demanding objection of Abacha loot agreement. Objection to it because Jonathan, as imbecilic as ever, agreed for only part of the loot to be brought back. He did not put any of them on trial, which would have convinced the whole world that Hausa people are thieves. But Jonathan passed on that very effort because he is foolish. We continue the news in greater detail, which I shall skip through to allow the barrister to speak and then to take as much of your calls as possible, considering we've not been live now for a very long time, and lines we are disturbing this morning when my deputy hosted the program. The terrorist-led administration will appoint the zoo military to secure gas pipeline, but I was told when I was in primary school that the function of the army is to stop the country from being invaded by foreigners. That is what I was told when I was in school. And here in England, when I went to school, I asked them, what is the job of the army? Because you can't see them on the road. There is no army here. You cannot go out and you see an army person on the road. They said it is because the army should be waiting to intercept Russian deep bombers who are coming, is here to protect the UK from external enemies. Now, it is the duty of the police to keep law and order, not to fight anybody, mind you, to keep law and order. But that is what baffles me about the power of the brain of a black person to reason properly. I have difficulties with that. Now, you come to the zoo called Nigeria that white people created. It was a white man that created the zoological republic that you call Nigeria, in a place of baboons and monkeys. And the army is going to be given orders. What is your job? My job is to go and secure 15-kilometer pipeline in, say, Ebema. Okay. So, when you went to military school, did they teach you in the military school that the job of an army man is to secure your pipeline? No. We are told to secure the boundary. So, the oil pipeline is the boundary. That goes to show the importance of Hausa Fulani attached to oil and gas. That is the only reason why you have one Nigeria. Oil and gas. That is why the administration of the terrorist himself, this is the man, the chief sponsor, a pedophile, a looter, and a liar. This man owns a mansion that is worth almost 4 billion in Abuja. This man said he is a clean person. He would declare his assets. His assets were also not declared. This man is saying, I'm going to introduce a war against indiscipline and everything. The daughter went to the supermarket and ordered everybody out with her security agents. You know, when I see this level of hypocrisy being carried out by people and all of you keep quiet, I wonder. That is why I said that people from the zoo are baboons and monkeys. This man has broken every rule. He said he will uphold law and order. The daughter is behaving like a tin pot dictator in the supermarket. Go and ask him and he will tell you what the daughter did. He will not declare his assets. This man is a pedophile, assaulted a girl at the age of 9. He was 45 years old and raped a girl of 9 years old, Aisha Buhari, whom he later married. This same man, I must tell you, was the one that said an assault against Boko Haram is an assault against all Hausa Fulani people. He never said Nigerians. This is the man, this is the idiot that some of you are hoping will be able to rescue you. Because not only are your priorities misplaced, but because you must reason like a monkey. That means you're not human. They are going to take over all the oil pipeline, according to the zoo army. Our other armies are fighting all over the world to maintain the territorial integrity of their country. This one is fighting secure oil pipeline. Government of, this is more like army economics, I should say. It was gathered that the man behind the process was a director in the APC, Presidential Campaign Organization. His briefs included to liaise with experts in the sector and other people with rich legal background to work out the template for the new surveillance policy. It's called the surveillance policy. When this is completed, the incoming administration would further equip the zoo army, especially the army and navy, as well as the police and the zoo security, civil defense corps, and hand them over the job of protecting the oil pipeline and other installations, both onshore and offshore. And you, the idiot in the army, in the navy, in the defense corps, whatever you're called, how much is your salary every month? Do you know that after Buhari's daughter went to the supermarket to go and buy something, the change left in her purse is more than your monthly salary? I'll repeat. Do you know that after you foolishly guarded Buhari's daughter, I don't even blame Buhari anymore. I blame the so-called police and army officers. You people are so foolish. Somebody is running down your life, taking away the essence of your being as a human being. And all you can do is to say, I'm following an order. Are you at war? Did Cameroon invade, in fact, even when Cameroon invaded or took over Bakassi, did you do anything? Cameroon beat you in Bakassi. You were defeated and you ran away. You have not won any war before. The fact that you won the Biafra war was because of Britain and Russia and Egypt and OAU, isn't it? Have you ever won any war on your own before? The answer is no. Even as we speak, you had Nigeria Defense Academy for how many years now? NDA. You say, oh, I'm struggling to get into NDA. After all those years at NDA, it's only now that British instructors are coming to instruct you on how to fire a rifle. Every graduate from NDA is pure rubbish. But if you hear them talking about NDA, you think it's one high-class military academy. It's rubbish. If NDA was working, how come the British are coming now then to train you? Please, what is the answer to that? Idiots. Anyway, this very news affects Niger Delta militants. It is making it very clear to them that their days are numbered. They are numbered. Awasa is now in charge. Jonathan was imbecilic. He couldn't do anything. Now, those that own the oil, they are coming for the oil. And what are you going to do about it? Absolutely nothing. Let me tell you, you see some of these so-called Niger Delta resource control fighters, most of them will join Awasa Fulani. Write it down on a piece of paper now. You see some of them that you see, you're hearing about them talking, if after all Edwin Clark has done the same as John Buhari now. That is what they do. They will eventually join the zoo. Adakabro did the same thing. He said he was fighting for Niger Delta Republic. After a while, he went and joined the zoo army, and the zoo army killed him. That is the way it works, you see. Some of these people you're seeing now think, oh, we are freedom fighters. They are going to join the zoo army. And then they will die. Eventually. Because Biafra must come. Watch and see. It doesn't matter how many enemies we have. I said it does not matter. You will see what is going to happen. I want to prove to all of you, some of you doubting Thomases, that Chukwuabema asked us to come. By what we do, you will know. Oh no, in fact, by what Chukwuabema directs us to do, you are going to find out. Next time, if we tell you something, you believe in what we are telling you. Alison Madueke, the wife, is no longer coming back. If he wants to meet the wife, he should travel abroad. He thought we were joking. We told Alison Madueke, you will regret this nonsense you're doing in the zoo. He did not want to understand. He thought he was very clean, typically woman, very clever, isn't it? At the end of the day, they are found wanting. Let's give you the news in greater detail, please. Alison Madueke, the former Petroleum Resources Minister, is receiving new round of treatment for breast cancer, according to Sahara reporters. Nobody knows if that is true or not. Maybe she needs to evade the inquest that is to come, or inquiry into her conduct. It was gathered that former minister is now in a hospital in London, where she commenced a fresh round of therapy on June the 5th. The treatment was represented as a daily therapy that will continue for 1 week. The development caused allegations that the ex-minister might have hastily booked herself on the flight for the opportunity to talk to the terrorist who has now taken over the Awasa Fulani Al-Majri, the man they call Buhari. Meanwhile, Buhari softly but steadfastly discouraged all attempts by former minister to hold a conversation during the 6-hour flight. Alison Madueke has not come back to the zoo. I won't advise her to come back because it's over for her, as I warned the husband in 2010 that it will be. If you're dining with Awasa Fulani, they will always make it. But nobody's asking. See, that is one thing I find amazing about all these Yoruba media houses, like Sahara reporters. Why is it that you cannot ask Buhari, Mr. Terrorist, why is it that your account cannot be made public? It's a simple journalistic question. You said you're transparent. He borrowed our words that he's whiter than white and whiter than snow, that is incorruptible. Yes. Then can you show us your assets? Buhari said no. It will be done in secret. And nobody is pursuing that line of inquiry anymore. Welcome to the damnable zoological republic. Lies fabricated every blessed day. The zoo, it is now possible if you see an 11-year-old, you can rape her. No, 12-year-old, sorry. They stopped at, is it 11 or is it 12? I don't know anymore. Some of them are arguing for 11. Some say they prefer 12. Because some of them, they married their own at the age of 9. So they are trying to bring the age down, where an old goat can go and rape a little girl. In most instances, get her pregnant, and you see a little child giving birth to a child. The amount of evil that happens in Black Africa is unspeakable. Some people will say, oh, but it happens in white countries as well. But at least when it comes to light, they reject it, they condemn it, and they jail whoever the perpetrators are put in jail. But in Africa, we don't even want to talk about how many people were abused by Reverend Fathers. Do you know how many? My friend was abused by a Reverend Father. But in America, they paid compensation. In Europe, they're still paying compensation till tomorrow. In Ireland, they are paying their excess. But in Africa, nobody's talking. Because it's black, black people. Very primitive, isn't it? Very, very daft and primitive. In this UG, we must continue to do our work here, which is to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This is being written by Vanessa Vick from New York Times. New York Times is now picking it up as well. People were saying, oh, it is not true. There is a way it is being done. It's not true. They have analyzed it all over the world. It means exactly that. If you catch a girl of 12, take her as your wife and rape her. It's legal in the zoo. Some people say they believe in one Nigeria because you're a rapist, you're a pedophile. Every male who is an adult that says I believe in one Nigeria, ask him how many pedophile offenses have you committed? Crazy people. In just over a month that the zoo celebrated leading steps in protecting the rights of girl child by abolition of the culture of female genital mutilation, making it a criminal offense, the zoo has gone another 10 steps backwards in refuting what seemed like a progress in protecting the girl child. In passing a rather inconsistent sexual offense bill, the zoo Senate has caused yet another controversy and confusion as the new bill makes 11 years the age of consent. We fail to comprehend what their definition of a child will mean. What is a child then? Maybe the one that is still sucking breast, the mom's breast. Even if you leave this Alamaji, they'll take it. They'll take the girl and abuse her. People must understand that Hausa Fulani people suffer from sexual depravity. These people are, I don't know the type of Islam they follow. They are depraved. They are sick in the brain. They are pedophiles. They abduct women on the road and forcibly marry them. And this is the country that Cameron wants me to live in. David Cameron, I agree with you. Can you send your daughter, please, to go to Kanu and dress like Alamajiri and be walking about? When they rape her and she calls you on the phone to say, Daddy, I'm being raped by 4 men, then your eyes will open up to understand that the zoo is evil. And I pray that your daughter is raped, Cameron. I pray every day that your child witnesses what children go through in that damnation called the Zoological Republic. If we had Biafra, they can run to Biafra for safety. People don't know what Biafra means. Biafra is a safety net to protect those being haunted by iniquity and darkness. I don't think Cameron will understand that, will he? I don't think so. They have now made a law. You can go and rape a child of 12. It is nobody's concern. It's nobody's business. Boko Haram, they are planning to subdue all of you, according to Atiku. Not Radio Biafra. Not Nnamdi Kanu, Brestman Mezo, maybe UCHMF4. Oh, Clifford Iranian. No. Atiku Abubakar is the former vice president, the emissary of Al-Qaeda, a disciple of Al-Qaeda. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has called on baboons and monkeys, called Nigerians to cooperate to counter the menace of Boko Haram by being more security conscious. Who are Boko Haram? Hausa Fulani. Who are the people ruling Hausa Fulani? Who controls all the oil? Hausa Fulani. What do they want from you? Sharia. To convert you to Sharia. Because there is no need, reason, or rhyme to what Boko Haram is doing. Unless they want something that they know you have, but they cannot get. What is that thing? They want you to become Islamized. They want you to become Muslims. And there is nothing anybody can do about it. You are about to be converted. Even Atiku Abubakar is telling you that as well. Atiku Abubakar, this is the man that made his money from customs. He was a modest man, earning average salary until they made him the controller of customs. Then he became a multi-billionaire. How? Because he was taxing hard-working Biafran families who are abroad sending and shipping containers in order to try and survive. Welcome to the zoo. This same man said that the populace should offer information on any strange movement in their localities. Of course, there is some in Enugu. They have reported it. The police commissioner said, no problem. Rankadede. And they're still there, killing people. The former vice president of the zoo, who spoke on Friday, was reacting to Thursday's bomb blast that rocked the Yola modern market, resulting in the death of over 40 persons. Yola was also bombed. They said, we have contained Boko Haram. Before the election, we're going to And I said to Jonathan, you are so foolish. You couldn't defeat them in 6 years. Now you want to defeat them in 6 weeks. You are daft. He said, no, I was getting too much pressure. The world said I should go to vote. Because they want to take over the whole oil infrastructure. And you made them succeed. Jonathan the imbecilic. Atiku Abubakar is telling you that Boko Haram have come to take over the whole of the zoo. That's what he said. He visited the Federal Medical Center in Yola on Friday in the company of the Inspector General of Police Solomon Arase, Adamawa State Governor Senator Jubrila Bindao, and Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency Mohammed Sani. Every agency is headed by Hausa man, so sad, who were in the state to visit the victims of the blast and sympathize with them. He said that Boko Haram is here to take over everybody. Exactly what I used to tell useless Igbo people in America, and they won't listen. and the idiots in Europe, they won't listen. And I'm praying every blessed day. I wish Boko Haram could target their families. All these people who are saying, "Oh, what are they talking about?" They're talking. I will be the happiest person if a bomb blast were to go off and any of your loved ones were to be caught up in it, so you can just wake up from your stupidity. Craftsmen at Aba, Abia State, as well as traders at Onitsha, Anambra State should get prepared to receive new apprentices from Ekiti State. Yoruba is sending us people. I hope you're listening very well. You know, sometimes you see this news, you think they're very innocuous. Oh, there is no problem. We can just do it. No, you cannot. Things are happening to us. They are bringing us Yoruba secret agents to come and monitor our activities. They are sending us apprentices to Onitsha and to Aba. This is being promoted as a bid by the Ekiti State government to ensure that Ekiti youths are trained to be self-reliant. So now Yoruba is acknowledging that we are hardworking and self-reliant. They said they are more educated than we are, but they are sending their children to come to Aba and Onitsha to come and learn what makes us very thick as a people. They have come as spies. Nobody should accept them. Our people in Onitsha go and tell Onitsha men markets to Kahako. Anybody accepting Yoruba is on their own. The same thing happens to Aba. They cannot come to Aba anywhere. Aba is too strong. They can't come there. This is what they're trying to do, to infiltrate us to understand what we are doing. Because once you see Al-Majri, you will know Yoruba wants to come to pretend they're going to be apprentice. In the process, they try and discover many things about us that can weaken the effort that we are making. The idea was floated by Honorable Dr. STB Omotosho of the Ekiti State House of Assembly. They want to send Yoruba to us. That means Yoruba, you have failed. People are going to Lagos. They are going to all these Yoruba places to go and build houses, but Yoruba is coming to us to come and learn. At least for the first time, they have acknowledged that we are superior to them intellectually. At least, if not for any other thing. It is here now. Ekiti State, they are begging us to accept them. That tells you the potential we have within us, but some of you sadly don't know who you are. A shame that is. APC says the zoo cannot confront Boko Haram menace alone. Hopes of a quick end to Boko Haram insurgency raging across the northern part of the zoo appear to be fading away after the APC, the same Boko Haram party, this is their party, said the country cannot defeat the terrorists alone. Voila. So, but you said before that Jonathan was making, it was Buhari that opened his mouth to criticize Jonathan, saying, Jonathan, you are doing this thing with countries, you cannot fight alone. Buhari, now you're there. Why can't you do it alone? After all, you sent Boko Haram. I told Buhari, you can no longer control them. I told Buhari this in the year 2012, of September of 2012. You will no longer be able to control this monster you've created. That is what's happening today. Do you know that Buhari is now coming to say, I can no longer control Boko Haram. I need the help of other countries to be able to help me to combat them. Suicide bomber to kill every blessed day. They're killing people. Why? They control all the oil. They control the levers of power. They are still killing people. What are they looking for? They want to Islamize all of you. The Borno State Command on Sunday confirmed the killing of 2 persons after a suspected female suicide bomber detonated an explosive along Baga, Monguno axis. Commissioner of Police Aderemi Opadakun, who spoke in an interview with the news agency of the zoo in Maiduguri, said that 4 persons were also injured. A female suicide bomber detonated an improvised explosive device strapped to her body along Baga Monguno Highway, killing herself and 2 other persons on Saturday. The way they're using their girls, I love it. What are our girls doing for the men about Panakwana? Very sad indeed. But we must continue. Let's continue. A bomb explosion was recorded at the cattle market in Musari on the outskirts. This is another bomb blast, you see. Every day, we're not getting into... When Jonathan was at least 1 bomb blast every 4 days or 5 days. Now it's every day because it's Sai Buhari. Our man Buhari is there. So we should go and kill people. Sad indeed, isn't it? A bomb explosion was recorded at the cattle market in Musari on the outskirts of Maiduguri, Borno State, late on Saturday with as many as 16 people dead. Hospital and military sources said in an attack that bore the hallmarks of Islamist group Boko Haram, at least at about 4:30 p.m. on Saturday, they brought casualties from the blast scene. 16 bodies were deposited with 24 injured. A paramedic at the teaching hospital in Maiduguri, Lawal Kawu, told Reuters news agency, people are dying every blessed day in the zoo. That is why it is a damnable zoological republic. If you come from there, you're either a baboon or you're a monkey. That is why saying that you're a Nigerian is very, very dangerous indeed, because that makes you a monkey or a baboon. Let's continue. Intel Center is a Washington-based company working for intelligence agencies. Country Threat Index, it's called CTI, which is the Country Threat Index. It examines the volume of terrorists and rebel alerts, messaging, traffic, videos, photos, incidents, and the number of people killed and injured in a country over the past month, and runs it through an algorithm to assign the country its CTI, which is Country Threat Index. According to Tribune, the CTI is based solely on terrorist and rebel-related activities. It does not evaluate other risk factors such as crime and political instability. Exactly what's happening in the zoo. The Middle East tops the lists of March 2015 with Iraq and Syria ranking 1 and 2 respectively, given the current political situation in the war-torn countries. The countries competing in the top 10 include Nigeria, of course, Somalia, Afghanistan, Libya, Yemen, Pakistan, Ukraine, and Egypt. Only Ukraine, because Ukraine, there is a civil war going on in Ukraine. That is why. If not, everything is Islamic. You know, on the Alakoba. Trouble everywhere. The zoo is there, ranking alongside Somalia and Afghanistan. And people think they can survive it. You are dreaming. You are dreaming, because the zoo is finished. Governor Samuel Otom of Benue State has said he inherited an empty treasury from the administration of the former governor Gabriel Suswam. He made this disclosure in Makurdi while swearing in the secretary to the state government head of service, chief of staff, and special advisor on media and information communication technology. Otom also said he is yet to ascertain the debt profile of the state, considering the huge salary arrears, allowances, pensions, retirement benefits, bonds, as well as other obligations to contractors. Everybody you voted for 4 years ago, they have cleaned the treasury, they have run away. Next 4 years, you, as the idiot you are, you go and you vote again. That's what makes you a black person from Africa. Because one thing marks us out as being very distinct. We are stupid. And we never learn from past mistakes. That is what makes you. Anybody who doesn't learn from past mistakes is typically an African. Very hopeless in nature. You see them with their smart attire, think they are normal, they are not normal. And this UG, very foolish. We continue. The PDP has called on Osun State Governor Rauf Aregbesola to sell the helicopter purchased for security surveillance and use the proceeds to pay salaries of workers in the state. You are policing people buying helicopter. You are policing people using helicopter to travel to your village out of security. But people are starving. If you invest the money for the helicopter in the making the life of the people better, there will be no need for any security anymore. People don't understand that. They say, oh, let's buy more guns for civil defense, for army, urban patrol, navy, urban patrol. At the end of the day, you don't solve any problem. The problem is still there. The problem is I'm trying to speak English to people who don't understand English language. The problem is endemic and structural. You need to change the way you do things. And I don't even blame these idiots and criminals. I blame the police recruit. When they send you, you go. Maybe you love shooting gun, or you love carrying a gun and intimidating. Of course, you're black. You may love carrying a gun and intimidating people. After all, why do blacks kill blacks in America? Because if you give a gun to a black person, you have given them power. They begin to think like animals, you see, and they begin to fire at random. Very sad indeed. Very, very sad. Sell helicopter and go and feed people. You're buying helicopter. Mad fools. Don't worry, 4 years you vote for them again. That makes you the idiot that you are. Over 17 villages of Gashish district of Barakin Ladi local government area of Plateau State have been sacked again by gunmen, Fulani headsmen masquerade. These are Boko Haram. They tell you that they're Fulani headsmen. They have come to expand their territory. They have come to Islamize. They have come to kill. And I'm very, very happy that they're killing people from Plateau. I am so happy. Please continue to kill those from Plateau. I am very, very glad. Please keep on killing them. They are the ones that killed Biafrans between 67 and 70. They are the ones that served Awasa Fulani. Go on. I hope you're watching and that you're listening. Your people are being killed. And I am very, very happy. It has been gathered that in Niga village of Barakin Ladi, gunmen, Niga, there's a village called Niga, and rightfully so. It's a village in Barakin Ladi. Gunmen ambushed and attacked the personnel of the Special Task Force on Jos Crisis, shooting two, while the other one sustained injuries and is receiving treatment in a hospital in Jos. According to a community leader, Barrister Ezekiel Mandiao, over 160 persons have been killed in the past 2 years, while another 100 sustained injuries as a result of the attacks by the gunmen. Please keep on killing them. Anybody that killed Biafrans, look at them today where they are. Even some people from Naija that sold out to Biafra, where are you today? Awasa is drinking the oil. And you are poor, as wretched as ever. Your mothers are drinking water from the same stream where they go to toilet. You thought that walking against Biafra will favor you? Today you are drinking water from a river that is polluted by human waste. In your next life, you will not betray your country. We recently came across a post list. It's called 25.com, list25.com, is a particular list that details the names of the 25 of the world's deadliest dictators. Not Radio Biafra, compiled by independent people, by white people. On this list, there are names like Robert Mugabe, he's in the 25th position. Vlad the Impaler. You don't know him, go and read history, you know who Vlad the Impaler is. He will kill people and will put them on a tree. He will impale them on sticks. There's Kim Jong, the second. There is Idi Amin, that is Ho Chi Minh. He slaughtered people, and Saddam Hussein. And then that very list is Yakubu Gowon. Oh, God. Yakubu Gowon is on this list. Yakubu Gowon is the 14th greatest killer in the history of humanity. That contains Vlad the Impaler III. Gowon is there. He's telling you he's in the Anglican. This is the idiot that a university thought it fit or reasoned, it is considered bringing to Odumegwu Ojukwu University. The man who is the 14th greatest killer in the history of mankind. Yakubu Gowon. He will tell you now he's an Anglican man. He's praying for redeemed Christian. He is there and his people are being killed. Alamajide continue killing people from Plateau. Don't stop, please. Don't stop killing them. Very sad indeed. Operatives of the anti-kidnapping unit of the Imo State Police Command have arrested members of a child kidnapping syndicate in the state. The suspects, Kelechi Nwoko and a few other Ebuka and the rest of them, we've told them, go and join the army of Biafra. Once the army council formalizes their meeting, anybody caught kidnapping, you will be executed without any trial. Chukwu Abiyama said we can do so. Because you cannot be kidnapping his children. You're asking for his kingdom to come to earth. It's impossible. We celebrated too early. That's baboons and monkeys in the zoo, according to somebody who is writing. Because this year's poll ended well. We assumed that we had shamed the prophets of doom. But they're now saying that Radio Biafra is right. That there is danger for the zoo, that the zoo is still going to break up. Do you understand? You know, these are black people. They never read the signs. They never read the handwriting on the wall. These are people who are so wretched and pathetic. They are intellectually backwards. These are people who cannot reason properly. These are people who are in Africa. They are in Africa. Very, very wretched indeed. Extremely wretched. As wretched can be. But I hope that one day they will be able to come to their senses. If at all they are capable of doing so, I pray that one day they will be able to come to their senses. Very, very sad indeed. We must continue. Very sad indeed. This is Radio Biafra. We are bringing our news to a close this very evening by also reporting, lastly but not in the least, that a group has now written to the UK Prime Minister to demand rejection of Abacha loot agreement. Very, very sad indeed. Abacha loot agreement is being rejected, according to them. We continue. Very sad. Very, very sad indeed. As the G7 meet in Germany, the Zoo Network on Stolen Assets has written to the UK Prime Minister because they are writing to him because UK, which is where we are today, is the owner of the zoo. It is the only one of the few African countries in the world created by a human being. The zoo was created by the British. The man who created the zoo is called Frederick Lugard. If you have said this thing to people before, of course, some of you are picking it up. To know the depth of the knowledge you get from Radio Biafra, go to Google now if you're online after this very news and type in who created United States of America, who created Great Britain, who created France, who created Germany, then write in who created Nigeria. You'll be shocked. Out of all these nations or countries, as the case may be, only the zoo was created by a fellow human being. The rest, they cannot tell you who created them. That is how states should emerge. Nobody knows who created who. As simple as that. But only in the Zoological Republic. Very damnable indeed. That's why they have now written to Prime Minister David Cameron, asking him to mobilize its members to reject the controversial secret agreement by the immediate past governor, Goodluck Jonathan governor, who dashed Monkey Banana. His administration with the late Sani Abacha family on the $980 million stolen funds recovered and repatriated by the Swiss government to the zoo. Jonathan is an imbecile. He should have placed the entire Abacha family on trial. But do you know what Owazurike did? He wanted part of the money as well. That was why Owazurike very speedily extended a hand of friendship to Mohammed Abacha, hoping to get some of the money. Onyoshi. When poor people do freedom fighting, that is what happens. Freedom fighting is not meant to be led by people who are poor. Those that lead freedom fighting are people who are born into middle class and who are educated. Go and check your history. You will see it there. Oh, we're not turning him freedom fighting. As simple as that. That concludes our news this very evening. The barrister was with me before. I wonder if he's still with me, especially now that I am in the United Kingdom. Barrister, I am returning to you, and I'm wondering if you are still with me.
Director, I'm here.
Barrister is with me. Barrister, you may proceed, please. The whole world is listening and waiting. Go ahead.
Thank you, Director. Thank you. I will say that the news was speedily organized, speedily read, and speedily concluded. And Biafrans, I'm sure all of you are listening because here on Radio Biafra, we do things by reasoning. I, in particular, all my arguments are centered on reasoning. That's why whenever director is reading the news, I have to listen attentively. Not even my mom calls me, I don't take no call once Radio Biafra is on, because I have to, line by line, follow everything from the mouth of Director Nnamdi Kanu himself, because this guy does his level best to bring about the news, to bring about the restoration of Biafra. He does a lot. He's the sacrificial lamb for the people of Biafra. You can only find one individual, if at all, that this guy brought himself out, just like Yaheshua himself, for the benefit of others. Majority of us are selfish. We believe in what we can gain, what we and our families can gain, but this guy is not interested in self-gain. He preaches what he does for the goodness of mankind, for the goodness of Biafrans, and for the goodness of the entire world. A friend said to me, stop mentioning other African countries. Just preach about Biafra first. I said, no, because some African countries were involved during Nigerian Biafran war. They were helping you, shouting. Even the Western world are there, asking them to punish you harder. Some African countries say no. Though within their own little capacity, they were able to lend their own helping hands to making sure that all of us did not perish. So once we are out of this situation, we extend the hands of goodness to those African countries that even some Europeans also supported us. And you cannot forget somebody who has ever helped you. A chicken will tell you that she never forgets anybody that removed some little favors, some favors that are weak, that allowed him to pass through a winter. So when somebody does help you in one way or the other to get by, you should not forget to be grateful. That's what we do here. For we are Biafrans. We are grateful people. We are good people. Regardless that we do have some thieving problems within us, because we have not found our feet yet. We are still willing to get in our destination. My problem in everything we do here is you are fighting for your people. Some are fighting against you. That's why sometimes when I argue with director here on this particular platform, I'll say, please look the other way around and argue. And he will tell me that most of all these problems are inherent in us. I remember Okwe from Item. I don't know where Item is, but I'm sure it's after Omaya. He says that I remember I still have that little song from Okwe. That what is wrong with us is in us, came from us. But sometimes I do disagree with that. Now look, Biafra is struggling because what is happening in the zoo, we are not comfortable with it. Or the British are working against you, asking you to stay there. So how can when we are struggling to come out of this quagmire? And those that created the zoo are doing their best to make sure you belong to the same particular insect that is biting you. You see, this is my confusion. I believe in dialectic argument. You reduce this particular reasoning through deduction, through macro activity to make sure you get to a resolution. Because when a problem is too ambiguous, you will not know how to resolve it. But break it in pieces. You'll be able to dissect them one by one. That's why I believe in dialectic argument. The reason that bring about the result. Yes, you created me. After Chukwuabiama created me, you bring your own elements. You bring some combination of few things, connecting Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba to create me again. It's like somebody being circumcised, then you have to circumcise that person again. I wonder how far you remain as a human being. And then you turn around and blame me. That what is wrong with me is coming from me. Now, without your own addendum, or if you like, addition of myself, I could have been made holy or purely, but you added your own. Some drinks, when you buy some drinks, they'll tell you that's not addictive, because when you see something that's already made holy, you add your own. You don't expect that particular drink to be pure. We've diluted it. We have been diluted. Look at, as I said in my opening statement, that what the zoo are interested are sex. You don't make anything to better old people. The zoo had money enough to create benefit system. Even they don't pay pensioners after they worked for them for donkey's years. Most of them die without even receiving penny. You don't create a law that gives free education for everybody, including the girls you are after their sex. But what you can speedily rush in is to reduce the age of having a sex with a girl. That tells you the kind of society British want us to live in. All we are interested is pedophilic attitude. You cannot create something that will benefit every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Electricity is not there. You would like it to be dark so that you can sneak and go on to a little girl, a baby in the stomach. A woman has to be ripe, has to be matured. But you don't create the enabling environment. All you are interested in is have to go it through a baby, not even a woman. You go through a baby through your antiquated laws and legislations, not allowing children to be children. First of all, you provide them the enabling environment for education, to know about themselves in case something is wrong. How could they go about it? You prefer a woman to be uneducated so that you can cheat her, so that you can fraud her. When a woman is uneducated, the whole generation remains uneducated. But educate a woman and see how bright that particular society will be. But we've been placed with Hausa, Fulani, Boko Haram, and Yorubas. This one is under force, whether you like it or not. Biafrans are trying to show the excellency that we are born with. The British people are working against us. And then you cannot turn around and say to me, hey, if I'm coming here, British should stop me. They are the ones making life difficult for me. Let me stay in an enabling environment. Let me stay in a society that is comfortable, just like your own. You created my society to be rotten, and then I'm trying to correct it. You say, no, just leave it for us. Whenever we want evil thing, we can travel to that place and do evil deeds. And then I come back here where the law is pure, and so that I'll be judged unequivocally. But when you come to the zoo, yes, you can steal, embezzle, rape, kill. Nobody will ask you any question. What a big shame. You prefer your own society to be good, but my own society should be bedeviled. And then you're telling me that if I'm running away from that society, they should not admit me. They are the one that created a wicked society that I'm trying to get out of. Those ones are not sure if the zoo is breaking up. Biafrans say they are fed up. We are going home. Of course, if Biafra removes themselves from that society, it will break. Do you require a scientist to tell you that the zoo will break? The Yorubas are doing their best to come and see if they can learn trades. It's easy to even dictate a Yoruba because they don't hide wherever they are. They are very loud. The Hausa Fulani Boko Haram can quietly sneak under you. The Yorubas will not sneak. They will come. You will even notice them. Narrator was announcing that those in Onitsha and Aba should beware of Yorubas. You don't even need to announce. They will know. As they come, they leave their trails. You find them easily.
But Barrister, what are they coming to do? They say they're coming
to learn from you
to learn
because
what?
they know you are more superior, but they will not accept that you are superior. We know what they are coming to learn from because they know that you will go. Now, when you go, they want to learn the traits that you have. They know that we are very dexterous. They know that wherever you go, even in a hole, you create that particular hole to become a paradise. This is what they want to learn from. Why do you think they like to marry your women at all cost? Why? They know your worth, but they will not give you the credit. This is what I hate in a human being. If you know that I'm greater than you, why not give me the accolade? Why not say, my friend, well done. I like your style. At least I'll open up to you. But you criticize me. You're talking about the Yoruba journalists. They are not even asking Obasanjo any question. Don't you know that the Yorubas are always against and after anything Biafra? Our women, they will write against them. Our men, they will write against them. Do they write against their own people? No. Do they write against Hausa Fulani Boko Haram? No. But who are the people committing crime, committing killings? How many times you seen a Yoruba newspaper writing against Hausa Fulani Boko Haram? Even all this money they loot, how many times you see Yoruba newspaper commenting about it? But the moment a Biafra man, especially from Igbo speaking corner, make a little mistake, you'll be all over the newspaper. So you know those who are against you. Yorubas are permanently against Biafrans. And that is why they find it very difficult to mention. But they know that the die is cast. They cannot stop a moving train. Biafrans are going, whether British support it or not. My only anger is this. British people know what they created. They know that he has never worked for the past 100 odd years. And these guys say, look, our society and yours are more like equal. We believe in the things you believe in. You believe in equity and justice. You believe in fairness for everybody. But the zoo is a tripartite regime where Yoruba, Hausa are always eating off from the Biafrans. We are providing the food they eat on. But on top of the food you provide, they are killing you on it. They are taking your women forcefully. Why do you think they are creating all these laws on girls? They come to Biafra land and pick your women and you can't do anything. How many they kidnapped and taken and they will tell you they are Alikali will judge. You no longer can even judge anything in the court of law. You even go to the court of law. Alamajiri is there. Who will tell you that we are dealing with Sharia law. And yet, we are trying to get out of this rotten society. The British are working against you. All of a sudden, they want to train their military men to do what? Even if they lie, they can go to Sodom and Gomorrah and bring their military. Biafrans are going, director. It's been seen. It's been seen. They can do all they could. Onye we here. What belongs to you belongs to you. And no matter how much you try to envy a child's product, even if it's a child's toy, you will eventually give up. Biafrans have come to age. We've reached a level that we are now hungry for what belongs to us. You've stolen our property. You've stolen our women. You've stolen our land. Look at the Igbo people. Always believe in pipeline security. Now it's been taken away from them. What are they going to do? Now military, instead of fighting Boko Haram, they want to come there. I know what they will do. They will mine the oil pipe and also rape some women along with it. That's why they're creating all these useless laws. You don't build a country through sex. But that's what they do, the zoo does. And they want us to belong. So they will say all of us are the same. No, please. We're not. We have consciences. We are people that you can rely on. That is why sometimes when I look at the way the British people have treated us, and they are still in the position to treat us badly, this is my anger. Let the past be bygone. Don't intend to hurt me again because I will not forgive you. All of us will not die at the same time. You helped 1966 up till date, destroyed Biafrans, irrespective of the fact that our wisdom are still with us. You can kill a man, but you will not destroy his legacy. He has already existed. Yes, even as much as they tried not to put all the history of whatever happened in our curriculum, is Radio Biafra not teaching our people? You cannot hide a man's legacy. You kill a man, yes, you kill the individual, but the legacy will still follow. The trail is there. And that is why we preach and preach and preach. Biafra is already at hand. No work of devil will ever stop what we're doing here. And that's why every day you see us preach. And we're not tired. Most of us doing all these things are doing it for the sake of the love you have for your country. You are in another man's country. I was discussing with one of our sisters the other day. He said to me, Barrister, look, what can we do? Chinese man was talking about the Igbo. You guys are doing this. You guys are doing that. I said, yeah. The Chinese man has information because Hausa Fulani Boko Haram have destroyed our country and we flee to different countries. So any little business we do, even Yorubas, when they wrong, whenever they ask them, they say they're Igbo. Our name has been so destroyed, it only takes Biafra to come for us to refine ourselves once again. Biafrans, the Yorubas commit a crime. They say they're Igbo because they know that it's a hated race because of what is in us. Nothing else. And no Igbo man, no Biafra man will deliberately go and steal, put us in a very difficult situation. We will create that environment because we have been created by Chukwu Abiyama. But those around you stifled in such a way that even breathing becomes a problem. We are children from Chukwu Abiyama. And this particular projection, we will never stop it until Biafra is here. But we have to be mindful of those around us because, of course, those who hated you will do all they could to make sure you don't come out and shine. But you can never cover a moon. You cannot, pregnancy, you can't even cover it. How much more a light? So when I say director is from Buruburu, when he was in Biafra land, his voice is all over the place. He came back here. His voice is all over the place. He's a man, I call him very ubiquitous. He's in one place, but you see and hear his voice wherever he preaches from. There are certain things mankind cannot destroy. What Chukwu Abiyama has created, you cannot destroy it. That is why we strive wherever we are. You cannot kill me because I'm telling you the truth. And of course, the enemies, what they do, when they hear that you are going to do something that is obvious, they will do their best to kill you. Kill you for what? Because you don't like good things. Yes, evil will always do so. Whenever Chukwu Abiyama created something, evil will want to destroy it. Biafra, we've been touched over the years. But that touching us, we've grown mold. Can't touch us any longer than you have done. Now, the director is here. Yes, we have people who is fighting this particular war with us. Not only Britain is here in the world. We have our partners all over the world. They know what is happening. And the world's eye is open. And they know what is happening. We have suffered to the brim that we say no more. Look at what is happening in the zoo. They suffocate children. They suffocate women. They suffocate men. Young guys can no longer find and put food on the table. Only for Hausa Fulani Boko Haram. And those ones, are they satisfied? No. They kill every day. They kill every day. You use my resources. You use it against me. And then people all over the world, they no longer recognize goodness. They no longer talk about justice. Kill people in the zoo, run away, they protect you. Steal from the zoo. Director, I don't know if you remember the Cray brothers from East London. With all the atrocities they committed, they hunted them down.
They were gangsters.
You remember Ronnie Biggs?
Of course.
The guy who told 6 million and run to Brazil. They waited for him.
The great train robber. Yes.
British waited for him, only 6 million. Yes, train robbers. I came back, they still hunted him down, but still billions. Come over here, they'll protect you. Why is the law okay for one society and it's not okay for others? We know all this, and when we say it, hey, don't talk much so that they don't kill you. All right, so that they don't kill me, then my people suffer, yeah? No, let them kill me. At least my people know who killed me, and they will not let you. Days are gone when somebody will kill somebody and everybody will go home and say good night. No. Kill me, your entire family will crepe, including your own society. We did not come into freedom fighting with closed eyes. Those who are working with us, everybody is sharp. Cannot kill me and go away. If my family is hurting, your own family will be hurt as well, as director will always put it. Kill me, your entire family. We will leave you, but clear your entire family. You'll be burying them. So you can't threaten me, because I'm trying to do something good for my own society. And how foolish they are. Let me get out of here so that you can organize your own society. No, you want me as a slave while I'm being enslaved in my hometown. I'm also enslaved in your own country. And then you expect me to be happy. It doesn't make sense. I believe in dialectic reasoning. Tell me the reason why I should carry on staying with you. And also tell me the reason why I should abandon my own country. And tell me the reason why I could not correct the ills, the wickedness in my own country. If you're able to win this, I say this often. We are not terrorists here on Radio Biafra. We are preaching the right thing. For the goodness, onyebri, live and let live. Do not kill me now. I won't look for your death. Instead, come and do business with me. Let me die at the right time that Chukwu Abiyama created me with. Not because I'm saying the truth. You want to send sniper. Yeah, that means act of cowardice. You are a coward. If you have a superior reason, why not bring it? Argue with me. If you win it, I'll comply. And if I win you bow out. Not looking for my death. How long has the zoo existed? What are they able to provide apart from atrocities, killings? The amount of killings that happen in that place doesn't happen anywhere. And of course, yes, where Islam exists is always killing. But we don't want to associate with those who always kill. We were Biafrans. We are good people. Anytime, any day, we welcome foreigners. We don't kill. We protect. Mado, we value lives. We value this blood that we run with. Not creating and killing. No, that is not our societal attitude. We believe in live and let live. And anybody who does not believe in live and let live, you want to kill because I'm saying the truth, you want to destroy me, you will be destroyed easily without you. But the edict here on Radio Biafra is, we've been here for quite long. We've never ordered for a single killing of a fly. What we preach here is goodness of mankind. And any right-thinking person will deduce to this particular argument that we're here for the goodness of our own people. So why do you say somebody's patriotic? Is it when you wear a uniform and then go and kill others? Is that how patriotic you believe that a country or human being is supposed to be? No. If I am the president of Biafra today, Biafra will fight no war, or will create an enabling environment for peace to reign. Do trading with me and we go straight into economies of scale in economics. What you do best, you do it. The one I do best, trade by barter. We will live until the life Chukwu Abiyama created us with. Not your country. Every time you want to invade this one, you want to create ammunition, you want to create bomb. What do you benefit in killing others? What is the sense in trying to kill little children that are coming? A child is formed in the womb. After 9 months, you take that child away from the mom. How painful it is. People of the world, do you reason at all what women go through after childbearing? You kill their children and you claim to be a good society. Biafra will stop all this rubbish. And that's why we preach here every day and we are not shying away from saying the truth. Those who hear this Radio Biafra, we are here to restore Biafra and go home and live a society that is so cruel, that is so wicked, that believe in one society should be superior over another. No. Live on your own peace. Let me also go and create my own peace. Not stay with Hausa Fulani Boko Haram and Yorubas who are always treacherous. Looking, when you see something truthful and honest, you will not project it. But when your people wrong society, you protect them. But those you are eating from, any little mistake, you write and report against them. Look at Abacha and his family. Stole how much amount of money? He's been protected here and put in the bank. Go to Switzerland, you see the money of Hausa Fulani Boko Haram because they are the looters. But they were protected. Why? Because British created the zoo. Babangida's kind of style. Chop, make I chop. Created the zoo so that everybody will chop. Who are you chopping their own product? Biafrans. They're impoverished. They have no jobs. Their women are prostitutes. Should that be a society we should allow to carry on going? Women in the world, why don't you rise and say to those who say they are Western world, why are you being so wicked? When Gaddafi says that the UN are a bunch of foolish people, you guys think that he's talking rubbish. Mugabe always say it. Let the Western remove their hands in Africa, and you see how Africans will organize themselves. They are the ones that destroy us. And then tomorrow they turn around and blame you. In the evening, they put television. Can you help Aisha? Are you not the one removing what Aisha is supposed to live on? After you steal my money and then you ask me to donate £2 for Aisha. Is that how you donate £2 for your own people? Instead of you to return all the money stolen by wicked, stupid, selfish African leaders, you protect it because it's helping your own economy. You are not justified in doing the things you do. And tomorrow you blame Africans. When an African man stand up to say, hey, what you're doing is wrong, you look for his death. You want to kill him. Yes, kill us and then see what will come to you and your family. We are no longer afraid because when a man is down, he fears no fall anymore. Biafrans are on the floor. And that's why we talk and talk seriously. We don't care anymore. You abuse me here. You abuse me back where I came from. You abuse me everywhere. Director, I'm going to stop here.
Thank you, Barrister. Very eminent and accomplished Barrister Imam Mezu, of course. The barrister joined us all the way from London, all the same. I happen to be in London as well. I said I will come to Europe to conduct a series of meetings to see our people also, to make sure we are all singing from the same hymn sheet, and more importantly, to see some of the governments that wanted to see us. 6 of them in total, and I will see each and every one of them. Thank you very much, wherever you are. And now our lines are opened. Our lines are now open, and you are at liberty to call Radio Biafra. Even those in Biafra land are also at liberty to call. You are more than welcome to call us. Our line is +44 78 313 08376. The number we have for Biafra land is also active here. So if you call it, we will be able to take your call as well. But I would recommend and suggest that those of you calling us from abroad can call us on the studio lines here in the UK, and those calling from home should continue to call from home as usual. I will try to see if our Skype is on. Our dear sister should disengage and log out of Skype, that we may be able to take calls from here, please. That we may be able to take your calls from here. Very, very important, because I want to take as many Skype calls as I can today. The same way I will be devoting a significant part of our time to taking your calls on +44 78313 08376. Our number, our studio number as well, which I am not going to announce, is for those of them who are close to us and understand what we are doing. If you call us also, we will be able to take your call. If you call us, we will take your call. This is Radio Biafra. They are calling us already. Both lines are engaged by people calling us from home. My goodness me. Oh dear me. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra.
Hello, I can hear you. My name is Kingsley Otoko from
Oh, you're calling us from where? Is that correct?
in Anambra, Biafra land.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead. We are listening.
My director, I thank you for all your effort, for what I've been doing for the people of Biafra all over the world.
Thank you.
I thank you for all you have been doing. I also thank you for the way you are organizing our people, even those that outside Igbo speaking Biafrans. So I thank you.
Thank you.
To comment on the issue of Yorubas coming to Biafra land, I'm in Aba right now, but I'm from Enugu Nre, the first son of Nre. So I want to say, I want to talk to every Igbo speaking people in Onitsha and Aba where I'm staying. Let us be vigilant. let us be vigilant. From now, let us be vigilant about the Hausa, Boko Haram, and the Yoruba. I want us to be very, very vigilant so that we can conquer them and destroy them, because they have wicked us a lot. We cannot allow them to come and achieve where they have not showed. They have been killing us every day and night, even in Biafran land and outside Biafran land. We cannot take this anymore. We will fight them. I'm a member of IPB family. I joined them on Friday. So I want to thank you, Director. Keep on. Let us be very, very prayerful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my dear brother, for that. If you know anybody in Igbo, I made sure that the relay station is working. We are on 102.1 in Igbo. Our sister is writing to us. Her name is Favor Ada Anaga. She's saying that Igbo is very, very clear. She's writing. She inboxed me and said, I must announce this to everybody in Igbo that Igbo is very, very clear, and that people should please try and listen. Let me go and take this call now, please. It is on Skype, and I want to take it. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? I am talking to you, but your voice is not coming out very clearly. Let me see what the problem could be. Can you hear me? You can hear me, but I cannot. I don't know why I cannot hear you. Just give us a second. Let us see. No, I don't know why. Can you hear me? My goodness me, he's hearing me. Stay where you are. I will come to you. Stay where you are, and I will come to you. The lines we have are not doing what they are supposed to do, but I do also know what to do. So stay where you are, and I will come to you, please, because I intend to take this very call on Skype. You will start now again, please. Give us your name and where you are. You're very loud and clear to us. Go ahead. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? The caller on Skype, can you hear me? I was hearing him before. I can no longer hear him. I can no longer hear him anymore. I don't know what the problem could be, but I can no longer hear him. Let us go to Viber and see who is there. The caller on Viber, can you hear me? The caller on Viber, can you hear me? Good evening. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Don Pedro.
I don't know why that voice is not very clear. I have no idea why it's not clear. But Don Pedro, stay where you are, please. I will come to you in a second. I don't know why. The equipment they gave us is not doing the job. It's not doing it. It's not doing it today. Yes, go ahead, please. Can you hear me? Don.
Yes, I can clearly.
Give us your name again, please.
My name's Don Pedro Nwanebike Ijegalo.
Nwanebike Ijegalo is the one I prefer. I don't know the meaning of Don Pedro. Maybe one day you can tell us. Please go ahead.
So I thank you very much for revitalizing our lives, because we're almost giving up our ghost.
Where are you calling from? Where are you calling from, please? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Onitsha.
From Onitsha. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yes. I said I thank you, Padre, for bringing you into the media today, tonight, because some of us are very much worried because I've not heard from you for over 3 days now. And we're also getting worried about it. But thanks to our brother Uchemefo, who kept us busy this morning. And also thanks to Mr. Barrister, Mamezu. In fact, I can see him somehow upset this very night. And I know it should be so, because we are passing through heartbreaks in this country. I mean, in this zoo called Nigeria. And that is that's an importance that everybody has to pursue, the restoration of a sovereign state of Biafra.
Of course.
So, and the today news is very, very devastating to every reasonable human being. That a nation that calls itself a nation that has come to be can put their past on a law that is legalizing marriage to a baby, I can say. A baby, I can say.
It's rape.
I don't know.
It's not marriage, it is rape. Rape, not marriage, please. You can rape a girl.
The kind of heart people have this time. And you can see also that we are facing a very great challenge to counter this wickedness and separate ourselves from it. You can see I am disappointed. I was disappointed, so to say, that our brother, whom we think is our brother, that we protect our interests for over 40 years. For over 40 years, that we were attacked by Hausa Fulani, that he went there to mess himself and the agenda up. We don't know what to say. But what I'm trying to say now, my director, is thank God that your voice is restored, and thank God for the rest you have already taken so far. We will also plead with you to kindly intensify your effort, as I know you have the spirit to do that, in order to assure that what we are passionately desiring comes to place. Because in this republic, as you know, we don't know what to do again. We don't know what to do again. People are dying on daily basis over uncertainty in their lives. Over uncertainty in their lives. People who are blessed by God, but the evil one, the evil people are trying to strangle people. In fact, not that trying, but they are strangling people to their untimely death.
They are. Of course they are.
So what I'm saying is this, that every Biafran should buckle up wherever they are now. I know you because I've been waiting for your voice. We are ready this very morning. I've been ready this very night. And we are praying that all of them will now put their hands on deck to work assiduously for the restoration of this sovereignty of Biafra. Because we have no hope in this amalgamation any longer, as we have been putting it on air, that it has expired since 2013 December. So we need to know this clearly, and I'm pleading to every member of family of IPOB family to strategize a way of reaching the unreached, to reach the unreached. Even if it call for a house-to-house grassroots publication of this agitation, let it be adopted.
We can do all of that. Thank you very much for that. We can go as much grassroots as possible, but one thing is glaringly obvious: we need funding to do so. Our newspaper, we are struggling now to publish it. It costs a lot of money because it is free. Already some of you have seen it. If you give us the funding, we will make the impossible become possible. As simple as that. The caller on Skype, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, Director, and good evening, fellow Biafrans, wherever you are.
Good evening to you. Please go ahead. We are listening attentively. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Director, I thank Chukwu Abiyama for joining Mercy.
You say?
Thank you. Today's this nice news is very, very devastating, as Elia said, my brother. But there is one thing, and after Barrister Mamezo's speech, I continued to weep.
And where are you calling us from? Where are you calling us from? Where are you calling us
my
from?
name is Tochukwu Moma. I hail from Nneni, a national local government of Anambra State in Biafra land. I'm calling from Spain, Palma de Mallorca.
Palma de Mallorca in Spain. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So as the director has elaborated and dissected the news, he has reminded us of our injuries and how these people has continued to deal with us. Thank you, Barrister Mamezo. But there is one thing I want to state categorically here to my fellow Biafrans. Please, continue in your efforts. I want to drop one message here again. These people, there is a parable we always used to say, that now, some people used to say, that now, believe the Kenya. Number one, coming to educational level. When our people are struggling and reading very hard to have a score of around 200 scores or 190 or 70 scores to enter university, while some of these Hausa people in the northern side can only enter the university with even 20 or 30. And that has made our people to be really hard and to be very, very industrious. It is a stepping stone for us. Now, coming to how they have been pushing us aside, it has made us to be working harder. We are not scattered all over the world. The ill treatment that they are giving us had made us to be industrious people more and more upon what God, the Chukwuabiama, has blessed us with. We are not scattered all over the world. We have now learned many languages of the world. We are now married with many nationalities of the world. We now have children of many nationalities of the world. Let me remind them that 1967 to 1970 is no longer going to be the same this present time around. We are now scattered all over the place. The situation and condition that they have made us to go into, we are now everywhere. We go to prison, we meet bad people, we meet good people. We go to prison together with snipers. We go to prison with drug barons and pushers. We go to prison with many sorts of people. We go to schools with many people. We are everywhere. We have children who are engineers. We are everywhere in the world. I want to categorically now remind the Western world what they are doing to us through this medium. They are always claiming they are giving us asylum wherever we are. The United Nations.
Yes, please. Hold on. Anybody calling you, do you know how many people are waiting to speak? Only 2 minutes. Summarize everything you need to say to us in the lines are going crazy. People want to speak. I will give people a chance to speak, but only strictly 2 minutes. Conclude everything you want to say pack it so it's loaded within 2 minutes that you're done. Then I can move to other people. I welcome what you're saying. Now is not the place to break it down for us. Give us the points that you're making, that the world will hear it. It will hit them, and then we are gone.
All right. In essence, what I want to say, please, the world, if you want to help we Africans, if you want to help we Biafrans, please, you know what you can do. All this money that these bad leaders are bringing to your country, the money is not a small money that can be put inside someone's pocket easily. It's a very huge amount of money. Here, as I am, if you want to pay in even ordinary 3,000 euros in your account, they will ask you to bring this, bring that, bring your working this, bring that. If they can ask you those type of stupid questions for only 3,000 euros before you make
Yes, can you hear me? No, not our fault. The line is no longer active and we must move on. I have a caller on the line, on the phone line, the UK line, that is. Let us see if that caller is still there and they'll be able to speak. The caller on the studio line here in the UK, can you hear me?
Good evening, Director. My name is Uchen Aranu. I'm from Nza Zorbolo in Biafran.
Thank you.
I started the family in Kent, which is soon due to, with the help of the London IPOB, is due to have a big upgrade very soon. But I just wanted to kind of comment on how bad things have become back in Biafra land. Whereas, I mean, I've just come back, so I was there for first day into the country. I was coming from Enugu to driving down to Zorbolo when it's the usual police checkpoint. So the police checkpoint stopped the car. Didn't look at the driver or the front seat passenger. Came straight to the back of the car, singled me out. Searched my bag. In my bag, they found my Biafra leaflets and a camouflage jacket. But it's just any normal thinking person would realize it's just a fashion accessory, a camouflage jacket. But obviously, the place where I was called an insurgent, dragged out of the car, thrown into the back of a police van, handcuffed. It's on the first day into the country, handcuffed in the back of the van, and then been told that they're going to send SS to come and talk to me. But if the SS comes to me and takes me away, it's going to be a beating and a minimum 100,000 naira. So obviously, you now know that it's a shakedown. They want the money, and they're just looking on any kind of angle to get money from me. But the saddest thing about it is that it was the Igbo policeman who was the worst out of the three. It was the house one who, in the end, I don't know if they're playing good cop, bad cop, I don't know, but it was the house one in the end who's accepted 15,000 naira and let us go. To let us go about our business. So that was a bit of an indication that no matter how bad things are, it's we always seem to be reliant on our own to be the worst cannibals amongst anybody.
That's the word.
But then to make things worse, I then went to the village. I played Radio Biafra on Strong out in front of my house. So I listen to it. That's fine. This group of people, I'm listening to it. So let everyone listen to it. One night. I'm sleeping in my house. And the next thing I know, there's a tour in my face. This is at 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm fast asleep. Armed robbers in the house. So they myself and my dad in separate parts of the house. They kind of gave us instructions to do this. Don't come out of the bed, lay on the bed. When all they were demanding was 250,000 naira, which we didn't have in the house. So they said, okay, because of this, they're going to kidnap me and take me away, and then ransom. So there's me. No way on earth I'm there to bush Igbo boys in end of my life. So that's.
I don't know where you are, but the line is breaking up. I don't know where you are, but the line is breaking up. Can you hear me?
I'm in, so I should be clear.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, is that any better?
It's better now. You said
okay.
they came to, these people from the zoo, SSS or police, they came to kidnap you essentially in your own home.
No, it wasn't the SS people this time. It wasn't the SS people. It was villagers. It was my supposed family. But in the scuffle between them trying to take me and me resisting, I got hit in the head with a machete.
What is in your own in your father's compound in the village? What's going on? What on earth is going on in your father's compound in the village? What exactly is going on? I ask you. What on earth is happening? I want to know. What is going on? My dear brother, your line is breaking up. I wish it was more stable. It's not a very good thing to go through, honestly speaking. It's not a very pleasant experience. I would want you to please try and call us back. For some reason, I don't know why the line is not stable. I want you to please try and call us back. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, sir.
I can hear somebody on the line. Speak up, please, because I cannot hear you very well. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Christopher Onyenwa Ogara.
And
I'm calling from Biafra land.
Where in Biafra land are you? We are in London. Where in Biafra land are you?
I'm calling from Onisha, but I'm from Nsukka. My native village is in Nsukka.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm very, very glad. I'm very, very happy and excited that today I see online. In fact, I'm desiring to hear from you since. Director, I appreciate what you are doing for us. And in a brief moment, I want to tell the Biafra people that what is going on in Onitsha. That's what I'm insinuating. That there is this Alamajiri Aboki people. They are trooping into Onitsha all everywhere. The people are doing shoemaker, some are into Okada. So I'm suspecting that these are the people that are sent to monitor all the area of this Biafra land. So please, Director, I don't know.
Yes, we are listening to you. It depends on where they are, and what that is where we're asking for guns and for bullets. Our people think that we can just use prayer and fasting to defend Biafra land. That is not possible. These people are coming. They are coming in every blessed day. If they overrun, I've been saying this and they don't want to listen. If they overrun our land, we can no longer rise up as a people to defend that very land. That is why everybody, you must form a family meeting if there is none where you are. Where there is a family meeting, you must start attending IPOB family meetings, and all of you should begin to put your heads together to say individually and collectively, what can we do to defend our land? Because Awasa Fulani is already there. Awasa Fulani is already there, and very, very sad indeed. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Hello.
Your name and where you are, the caller on the phone. This is Radio Biafra.
Hello, Director. Good evening. I'm calling from Aba. My name is Nemeka Ikediozi. I'm from Aumuchu in Agwata local government, Biafra land.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Director, I want to thank you very much for how you have been leading this indigenous people of Biafra. I say, may Chukwu Abiyama continue to guide and protect you. And I want to verify, or I really want to comment firstly for the 30th of May, what you did at CKC. It was very magnificent. I want to thank you for your great support and everything. Then I want to find out I'm a student. I want to find out how this name Biafran come to existence. Can you please give me a clue of that?
We have discussed this before many times on Radio Biafra. And listen. If there is need, you're a student. We are online as well. Every program on Radio Biafra, we upload on Facebook. We upload it also on our page. We upload it on www.radiobiafra.co. If you go to radiobiafra.co under broadcast, you will see all our broadcasts. If you go there, you will understand it. But for the benefit of those who are joining us for the very first time, especially in Igbo on 102.1, please tell them we are. Tell your next door neighbor that you're listening to Radio Biafra on 102.1. For the benefit of those joining us for the very first time, Biafra as a name existed for more than 5,000 years old. We are not just the ones saying it. If you go to even Idoma folklore, it is there. 5,000 years old. If you go to those that understand the Shekiri, that is why I said the Shekiri is not Yoruba. I have the agreement that the Shekiri chiefs signed with the British, who were representing Queen Victoria. On that very agreement, it says the chiefs of Ishekiri and Biafra. It never said Yoruba. It never said. It said the chiefs of Ishekiri and Biafra. The name Biafra came about because we had a very learned Biafran. He's from Ijoland. His name is Chief Frank Opigo, who was the principal of Okrika Grammar School. If you know where Okrika is, you will know where Okrika is. It's one of those blue chip schools in those days. I should say Ivy League, if there's anything like that in those days. One of the very popular schools that exist alongside Hope Warden Institute of Calabar, and of course, Government College of Mohammed College of Zak College, DMGS Onitsha, CKC also in Onitsha, and of course Nike Grammar School. All those schools, the very big schools you had, and also Bishop Shanahan also, I must mention. One thing was very apparent. This man met Ojukwu and said on the 27th, incidentally, of May 1967, I said to Ojukwu, after the House of Chiefs must have ratified and given Ojukwu the mandate to declare Biafra, that very issue happened on the 27th of May of 1967. Before then, Ojukwu was organizing, what is the name we are going to call this very new nation of ours? Chief Frank Opigo, who was then a member of the House of Chiefs, said to him that our name, and also a special advisor to him, said our name is Biafra. Ojukwu did not think twice. On the 30th of May 1967, Ojukwu stood before the whole world. He called a world press conference and announced that our name is Biafra. What Frank Opigo never, I don't know, maybe he must have known, was that Biafra is an ancient name that's been existing. If you go to all the world maps, 1432, 1472, you will see it on a map. I said 14, this is 15th century. You remember 1400s, 15, 17, 18, 19, before you get to 19. Now we're in the 20. So we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500 years ago. 500 years ago, on a map made by Europeans, the name and the word of Biafra was there. There was also another map drawn up by an Englishman called Stevenson. He came from Shoreditch here in London. He went to the people of Zamfara, today's Zamfara, you see. And the people of Zamfara were the ones that told him that across the plains of Benue lived the lost tribe of Israel. Awasa people told white people who we are. Awasa people knew, because most of us wandered through their territory as we are coming. We approached Biafra land from two axes. One came from the side of Egypt, from the Holy Land, all the way through Egypt and back into Biafra. One came from Ethiopia, and we met in Biafra land. That is why in Biafra land you have the house of Gad. You have the house of Ephraim and Manasseh in Biafra land. Ephraim and Manasseh is especially the people of Owerri. The people of Gad is Omambala people. I don't know if you're following. That is our history in a nutshell. Biafra has been in existence for over 5,000 years old. It's not a made-up name. If it was a cooked-up name, it would not have existed in the hinterland. They said Frank Opigo used the word bite of Biafra. But in 1472, even before the family of Frank Opigo started, Biafra was found in the hinterland, from Ethiopia all the way to where we are today in Biafra land. These are the things that people must understand. That is our history. Our name is from heaven. Let's put it that way, which means come and join. The fact that you have Yoruba influence in Ishekiri today is neither here nor there, because in the agreement which I have with me, in the original papers which I have, a copy of which I have with me, the British signed a treaty with the people of Ishekiri and Biafra, not Yoruba, not Hausa, not Fulani. Very, very clear indeed. So even the British knew they came into Biafra land. Unfortunately, it's only Biafrans that didn't know that their name was Biafra. But we are grateful to the German himself, Frank Opigo, for making that very possible for us. That is our history in a very nutshell. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much about that. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct. And all over this very planet, people are listening. I was thinking very seriously that people will be calling us from at least the United Kingdom or across Europe. I said our studio line here in the UK is open. Please, it is plus people from home are calling. Oh dear me, people from home are calling it as well. Goodness me. The caller on the phone, hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. My name is Archie Carlo. I am calling you from Enugu.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
I want to thank you so much for your efforts. I am from Abreba, from living in Enugu. First of all, I want to encourage my brothers from Abreba to put this effort, number one. And I want to also thank you for the idea of going after the members of the family of anybody that touches any IPOB member. Please,
of course.
I want to thank you also for the effort you put, especially to appear in person in Aba on that very day, because people thought you won't come, but you came. I'm so happy about that. I want to encourage everybody not to be afraid of this imbecile in the zoo. Let everybody be strong and believe that one day that Biafra will come, and it will come soon. My director, I'm so happy that we have somebody like you, and God Chukwuadiama will bless you indeed.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Very, very sweet, short, succinct, and direct. People are dominating our lines everywhere. People calling us from home, they are dominating our lines all the way through. Not even here. I mean, Europe, even Europeans cannot get a look in. People back home, they need Biafra, maybe more than those in Europe. They call on the phone. Can you hear me? Your name and where you are?
Hello?
Yes. What is your name?
Hello.
I will say hello to you one more time. What is your name? Turn your radio off. What is your name?
Hello?
Not paying attention. I do not like it when people do not pay attention. I am going over to Viber to see who is there. The caller on Viber, can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra. Please, your name and where you are, if you may.
Good evening. My name is Chuma.
The line was wobbling. Of course, it's Viber. That is what it does. Give us your name again and where you're calling us from, please.
My name is Chukuma Ike, and I'm calling from Zurich, Switzerland.
Thank you very much. Where do you come from in Biafra land, please?
I am from Enugu State, to be precise, Oge in Eziagu local government.
Thank you very much. You're welcome, and the world is listening. Please go ahead if you wish.
Thank you, Director. Actually, I've been trying to get online for about 2-3 months now, since I started listening to Radio Biafra, but I've not been opportune to get through. Just like you said, I just have 2 minutes to put in my own words.
Only 2 minutes, please. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Actually, Director, when God called Moses to set the Israelites free, he told him to be strong and courageous. And when Moses called Joshua to take over from him, he gave him the same words. And when God called back Joshua to take over from Moses, he gave him the same words. For me, it is not a point if you are courageous or strong. It has been proved beyond any reasonable human being's belief that you are strong and courageous. But I want you to remember one thing. In the book of Hezekiah, in the Second Kings, when Hezekiah was the king of... Sorry, it's raining here. It might be disturbing the line.
That's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
In the book of 2 Kings, when Hezekiah was the king of Judah, 10-34, down to the end, the king of Assyria sent his army, Sennacherib, who came and insulted the God of Israel, Chukwu Abioma, that he was going to march and trample the Israelites down. Hezekiah took the letter that was sent to him and brought it to the altar of God and told Chukwu Abioma, "You have seen the insult that has been meted on you. Please set us free from this army." Because the Israelites, they were not in a position to march against the Assyrians. And then Isaiah came back to him and told him the answer from God. That God said that you should not be afraid. That none of this army will march into the city. And the way they came in, that's the same way they will go out. And that most of us knows how that story ended. The same night God sent an angel, Chukwu Abioma sent an angel that killed 185,000 warlords of Sennacherib. And when they woke up the next morning, they all ran back. The story continued, which all of us, or most of us, knows how it ended, to the death of the king of Assyria. And now last year, before the Israelites bombarded Gaza, Netanyahu gave a speech to the nation of Israel. And in that speech, he quoted Amos 9:11 down to the end. And I read from there. He said, "The Lord says, a day is coming when I will restore the kingdom of David, which is like a house fallen into ruins. I will repair its walls and restore it. I will rebuild it and make it as it was long ago. And so the people of Israel will conquer what is left of the land of Edom and all the nations that were once mine, says the Lord, who will cause this to happen. The days are coming, says the Lord, when corn will grow faster than it can be harvested, and grapes will grow faster than the wine can be made. The mountains will drip sweet wine, and the hills will flow with it. I will bring my people back to their land. They will rebuild their ruined cities and live there. They will plant vineyards and drink the wine. They will plant gardens and eat what they grow. I will plant my people on the land I gave them, and they will not be pulled up again. The Lord your God has spoken." Unquote. And he told them that the nation of Israel can never be pulled up again. What I want to tell you is that God is in control. It is not your fight. But anybody who wants to stand against Chukwu Abioma will live to regret it. Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
And may God continue to lead you.
He said, Ise. Thank you very, very much for that. Thank you. Our lines are open. We are in London this very evening, and Chukwu Okike Abiyama is in heaven presiding. I have come to Europe to attend some meetings that I told the whole world that I will attend. Having successfully conducted and concluded our outing on the 30th, we remain without fear in the presence of our enemies. If I die fighting for my country, there is no better way to die. That is the best way anybody can die. To die serving your country is an honor. Some of you don't know that, but we do. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Good evening.
Good evening. I don't like the sound of your voice. It's not very clear. Please try and call us back, and don't try to use a China phone. Please, very, very important. They don't make good phones in China. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Can hear you, Director. Good evening. My name is Chukwemeka. Hello, my name is Chukwemeka Akana I'm from Abala, Ibeme Autonomous Community in Opingwa Land.
Thank you. And where are you calling from? Where are you calling from, please? Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Aba in Biafra land.
Thank you. Go ahead.
And I'm so happy with you because you are a great man.
You are kind. Thank you. You are very kind. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Director, I'm so happy. I just want to put a little contribution towards the struggle of Biafra because you are a great man to our own time. The day I saw you at CKC with my name and mine, it was very, very awesome. Director, I cannot thank you enough because you are a hero of our own time, and you are more than what we call you. So, Director, I can tell you that Hausa Fulani is in our land, is in everywhere doing some certain things as in to spoil the struggle of Biafra. We are very, very vigilant to bring them down in any moment, in any time, as in to work with your command. So, Director, I don't have another thing to tell you, rather to keep on.
We have lost him. We have lost him, and I will very strongly recommend that he tries to call us back. Thank you very, very much for that. Thank you. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct. Chukwu Okike Abiyama is, of course, watching over us. Let us go to, to Skype. Not Skype. Let's go to Viber and see who is there. I'm trying to take as many foreign calls as possible, if you permit me, please. The caller on Viber, can you hear me? The caller
yes,
on...
Good
yes,
evening.
Good evening. Your name and where you are, please. The caller on Viber, your name and where you are. I can't hear a word. I can't hear a word. We go over to the phone line to see who is there. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Good evening. Please raise your voice for me. I don't like to speak to people who are inaudible. I want the world to hear what you have to say. Raise your voice for me, please, your name and where you are.
Okay, Director, my name is Kidebere Dimado from Ikeduru.
Thank you. And where exactly are you now calling? Where are you?
I'm in Owerri World Bank calling.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I want to thank you for the good work you are doing. Today we have our IOB meeting and everything just went fine. And Director, what I wanted to say is that concerning the Sabbath, the worshiping on the Sabbath, I want to let you know that even the calendar we are using today is not the calendar that made by God. We are using the Roman calendar. So, and the God have told us, even our forefathers, anytime like moon come out, they always came out and thank God for the new moon and everything. So God has told us in Genesis chapter 1 verse 14 that we should use the moon to count for the season, for the days and for the days. So even the calendar we are using the fourth calendar. So, and I want to remind you that so that we cannot go back to our origin. The origin from our Lord, so that we can be able to get the correct calendar. We cannot be using all these calendars that all these people that brought to us and confusing us, and we start worshiping other gods instead of the Creator. So this is what I wanted to inform you this evening. And also, we are ready. There's no going back. We are ready.
Thank you.
I still want to suggest that if it is possible, because some of the IPOB members, some families, if it is possible, let us raise hands for the money we are remitting, so that we can be able to pass it on the same. Because this is our crying every time for money. So that let us raise it. So that let us tell all the coordinators, if it can be possible to be remitting enough money every month, that is helping us. So thank you, Director. That is what I wanted to come.
Thank you very much. As I have said to coordinators, starting from this very month, the month of June, I no longer want to hear that these people are doing this or they're doing that. I want the names of the people that contributed and how much they contributed. Because their names will go into a book and we'll publish it as soon as Biafra comes. Nobody's going to claim the glory. If you did not support us in what we are doing, your children will know you didn't support. You know, I see people, they say, oh, I'm a veteran, I fought in the war. You should also remember me as well, I'm a veteran. And we have no way of verifying or proving it. I want the names of everybody, including those for the Defense Fund and those that support us on a month-to-month basis. Everybody, whatever contribution they make, we need their names. As soon as Biafra comes, it will be published. We also want to know what is happening, because some people are lying to us, and I hate it when people lie. You claim you're serving your country and you're lying because of you. And I don't want that to happen. I only want to work with those who are clean, whiter than white as I am and whiter than snow. I don't work with liars. It's as simple as that. Every coordinator must be up and doing, or else you'll be removed. Your work is very prestigious. You're not paid, that is true, but your work is prestigious. You are working for your country. You are the very first line of defense. You are the people that make things happen. So we are very grateful. When we see a coordinator, we respect that very individual. Therefore, we expect so much from you. Some of you cannot hack it. Some of you have just discovered that you don't have leadership qualities. Now you know that leading is not easy. It's not as easy as it appears. Then you step aside and hand over to somebody else. It's as simple as that. This work must continue and Biafra will come. I am not prepared to ask the army of Biafra to go into criminality in order to fund what we are doing. We are going to fund it ourselves. And those of them in America will play a very big role in this as well. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? I have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me?
Good evening, Director. I've been blessed and I've been able to come through again for a second time.
Yes, it's clearer now. Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I was just finishing off saying that. So whilst back in Biafra land and kind of helping where I was a victim of an attempted robbery and an attempted kidnapping, which resulted in me getting bashed in my head with a machete and stitches in my head and almost being killed in Uzubu. So I don't know. It just seems to me that we call Nigeria the zoo and Biafra a kind of a haven from the bad things happening, but it's not a haven at the moment. We're at a critical stage where something needs to be done. I mean, I've gone through all the emotions, as in thinking, why am I bothering with the cause of Biafra? But now it's come round to thinking I need to try harder. That things are at an even more critical stage, not only from the pressure coming from Nigeria into Biafra land, but the Biafrans themselves seemingly imploding.
Yes, I will explain it to you. It is perfectly understandable. I will explain it to you. What is happening where we come from. It is the mixture. When you take us away I'll give a very simple. It's even in nature. There is a particular bacteria that stays on your skin. On your skin, it is harmless. It is helping to fend off other attacks. It's helping to fend off other organisms trying to eat you up. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yep.
If you move that bacteria from your skin and it goes into your throat, maybe inside your mouth is not dangerous. It goes into your throat. It becomes very, very deadly. You will begin to get inflammation. If you don't take your time or medication, you will suffocate to death. But that same bacteria on your skin was actually doing a very wonderful job. That is the way it is. I give you another example. You see something as mundane as saliva. If you bite somebody else, isn't it very ironic? If you bite somebody else on the arm, if proper care is not taken, they will die from infection. Tetanus. In fact, there's actually an enzyme within your saliva that can go into another person's body and begin to cause chaos in them. But that same saliva you can exchange with your wife when you're kissing her, nothing happens to either of you. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
That's how life is, you see. In our land, there are some people bring Ugwawosa. Some has lived in Yoruba land where there is no humanity. These people are not genuine Biafran people. Because I say this to you, my dear brother, there is no genuine Biafran that will ask for, authorize, or execute the kidnapping of another Biafran. It is inconceivable. The only people that can do that are those born in the gutter. These are the people that can commit kidnapping. And if you listen very carefully to what I've been saying, I have made it abundantly clear that the Army Council is meeting. After their meeting, I have mandated them that there will be no kidnapping in Biafra land within 2 months' time. If there is, we'll hunt where they are, we'll hunt them down and we'll kill them. I've made that very, very clear before. Hold us on our words, please. Kidnapping is going to be a thing of the past. Your experience is unspeakable. I am not happy about it, especially given one that holds a very credible position within IPOB, who traveled home to spread the gospel and kidnappers came. Misunderstanding. I say this to you also. If you look at what Ifajuna has done in our lives, people sometimes they downplay the damage Ifajuna was Rike Lebanya did to this very effort we are making. People don't understand because our people don't evaluate psychological damage. What they evaluate is the damage they can see physically. They don't look at the repercussions of what is happening. The experience we went through came about because of Owazurike. Owazurike brought kidnapping into Biafra land. Barnum, he was the one that asked people to go and start kidnapping for his sake. That is why you experience what you experience. When we castigate him and we go after him, people don't understand. You know, black people, jaw is in our nature. To cover evil is in our nature. Oh, no, that is rubbish. If you see evil, you don't speak against it, evil will come after you. You're not alone, my dear brother. On behalf of everybody that I know, and also as the leader of IPOB, I do apologize to you that you went to Biafra land and we were not able to make it safe enough for you. But when next any principal officer of state is traveling, please you let us know. You'll be secure. We have men. When I mean men, even in your own village in Ozobolo, one phone call, people will come and make sure that you're safe from your coming in to your going out. I do apologize on behalf of every Biafran alive. It's a very shameful thing that you went through, and we pray that it never happens again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It is my fault because we did not anticipate what was going to happen. These very edicts that we are passing on kidnapping, we will be able to formalize within 8 weeks' time. And we need guns and weapons to do this. If you don't want us to have kidnapping anymore, we need guns and we need weapons. We have our own army, volunteer army, not regular Biafran army will do this. Volunteer army that will make sure that anywhere you have any hideout or any den of kidnappers, we go and blow it up. We won't allow it to happen. If you want to fight anybody, come and join the army. Let us go and fight. We will equip you, we will take care of you, but we'll go and fight. All this kidnapping, it will be a thing of the past under our watch. You will see what is going to happen. Most MASOP members are into kidnapping because it was Rike thought that with the criminality and intimidation that Biafra will come, not knowing that Chukwu Kikabiam have sent in fact, Satan to come and take over their brains and what they are doing. That is why they can never, ever be successful. More wars, and vultures will eat them, especially this labor and Yonyoshi that has made our life intolerable. This is Radio Biafra. The caller also on Viber, can you hear me? The caller on Viber, can you hear me, please?
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening to you, please. What is your name and where are you calling from?
This is Cheka Okorafo. I'm calling from Czech Republic.
From Czech Republic. Thank you.
Thank you. From Mbitoli, Nimo State.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
I just want to thank God for the safe journey He granted you all the way from Biafra land to London.
We praise Him. Yeah. Only Him is worthy of praise. We praise Him.
Yeah. I'm also happy to hear your voice once again.
Thank you.
There's what you said about our Senate, about the law, passing a law. You know that a parasite can never protect anybody he's feeding on. He only cares about himself.
Of course.
Yeah. So those people are like a parasite in in the zoo. They only care about themselves and their children. They don't care about the poor masses. So it's not a surprising thing for them to change the law to favor them to marry a kid as a wife. So it's not a surprising thing. When you look around them, you will see the picture of how they look like. Everything is on their body. You can see it. It's not a hidden thing. And in terms of British is an evil empire. And any evil empire, it's like they just think about themselves as well because of how can they allow us to go? Because if we go, they cannot be able to get what they're getting free from the land zoo. So they must do everything. But one thing is that a devil always, Satan is always fight. He can never accept defeat. If we wait for them to accept defeat, it's lie. So we must put more pressure on them so that we defeat them. That's my own contribution tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And you are abundantly right. Thank you very, very much. I announced our number here in the UK, and it is being dominated by callers from Biafra land. My goodness me, this would need their country back. The caller on the phone, hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Director. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Please, what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Papa Sita. I'm calling from Edo State, Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Okay. All right. Papa Sita, I'm sorry, Director, I want to congratulate you very well for your ways of presenting facts, in this crusade you are carrying on. I appreciate it. I've been following all this while. But one thing I want to point out is this, Director. Actually, to be precise with you, I'm talking about this evening. I've been a very good follower of your program. I've been listening very, very well. But this evening, I come to a conclusion from the fact, because I've been following, I've been analyzing, I've been, following everything, every little, thought you've been saying here. But tonight, actually, puts me off. What is happening here? Actually, I get to understand that there is what I call sectionalism. All right? I see your crusade as being, sectionalist kind of crusade against humanity and the nation. What am I trying to say here? You are well read. There is no doubt about that. But my point is here, why will you go to the extent of castigating? I'm talking about, people, I'm talking about religion here. You're talking ill about religions, about Christianity, about churches, even to the point of mentioning names of churches, which is against what you are supposed to be doing. Get me clear and get me very well. I'm not siding any of these churches you're talking about. But I come to the realization that the reason why you are pinpointing and you are speaking against Winners Chapel, you are speaking against Redeem and the rest of them is because I can remember very, very well during the campaign of Good luck, Jonathan. He visited these churches. So you became so emotional. You became so biased that because he visited these churches, you are now speaking against this man. Listen to me. Now, what am I trying to say here? The church, we don't despise. The church, we don't talk against people. The church, we don't send people away because they come. Church is the body of Christ. So I don't see a reason why you should go to the extent of speaking ills of churches. Winner Chapel, Redeem, Mountain of Fire, and the rest of them. In fact, I got pissed off. I've been looking up to you as a mentor. I've been looking up to you as somebody who is well-read, who can inculcate, what people desire and what people expected. We see you as the Messiah of our time. But now I've come to a realization, just like I'm telling you, that I've seen that you have some things up your sleeve. Though you have so many followers, there's no doubt about that. Your followers, you have been educating them. But one thing I'm regretting here, because I know it is going to happen. I'm not a prophet of doom. It is going to happen, but when it will happen, I pity those innocent ones who are following your anti-human crusade, anti-nation crusade, because you are going to leave them behind, just like Ojuku did. You're going to leave them behind, and they are going to suffer. Are you listening to me? Hello?
If you finish, I'll respond to you. I will allow you to speak. That is the way I operate. Okay. I allow freedom of speech because I welcome it. Go ahead. When you finish, I'll respond to you.
So, what I'm saying is this. There is nothing wrong about the program you are holding. I mean, this crusade, there is nothing wrong about it. But where I'm finding fault at you is you going to the extent of personalizing your crusade, so-called crusade, against humanity, against the nation, speaking against churches, speaking against human beings, speaking about prominent persons. I see you as somebody who is losing focus. You are not focused, because if you are focused, you should be able to concentrate on the proximate, the proximate cause, if you allow me to use that word. There is a cause you are fighting. But now, from what I'm seeing, you are not fighting that cause. Rather, you are diversifying, touching so many things which I call, things that are not really relevant. You are getting people out of the whole point. Hello?
Yes, if you finish. Yes, I'm here. Can I respond to you? Can I respond to what you've said?
Let me finish. Let me download. All right? So what I'm trying to say is this. You are well read, but from what I'm saying, I'm sorry, the abusive nature of your person, your idiosyncrasy of presenting your crusade, so-called crusade, is getting on my nerves. And of course, I know there are so many people out there who are of the same shoe with me. It's getting on their nerves because a real crusader and a real man who is at the front foot, who is at the front, at the front, to represent the interest of people shouldn't be, I see you as somebody who is you're so biased and you're so full of yourself that you speak to people anyhow. Even the elderly ones, even from the Igbo land, the way you address them, the way you speak to them, it doesn't show that you have maturity in you. It doesn't show that you actually, you have something you want to do. It doesn't show that you are carrying out a revolution. It doesn't show that you are a man who is out there to liberate the so-called Biafra you've been speaking all this while. Now, people who are saying all my things around the world, telling you, director, go ahead, we're behind you, we're behind you. They are the same people who are going to bring about the downfall of this so-called crusade you're talking about. Because when it will happen, all right, when it will happen, I know definitely, I repeat myself again, you are going to leave them behind. You will leave them behind, and they are going to suffer what you are causing. I believe in that prospect. I believe in that prospect that says, let's think of how we are going to build a nation. If we are to have people like you, maybe 5
I don't want you to go because
of the world. Yes. If we are to have people like you, 5, this so-called a nation that God has blessed would have been a better place. People who have the mentality you have to contribute.
Hold on. Which nation is that? Which nation are you referring to?
Next.
You mentioned the word. Oh my goodness! I didn't touch his line. I want him to come back, please. I welcome it. About time. I don't want people to speak and I cannot ask them questions. I don't like it. Let me see if he's back. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, I'm Juliet calling from Imo State.
What is the meaning of Juliet? If I may ask you, what is your proper name? Don't give me any English name. Give me your proper name. What is your name?
My name is Chidera Uju.
Can you compare the name Chidera to Juliet?
No.
Exactly. Your name is Chidera. Please go ahead. We are listening. Raise your voice for me, please, before I respond to the caller earlier. Please raise your voice for me. Go ahead.
The director wants to thank you the effort towards this mission. May God bless you.
Amen. In the name of Yahweh Yeshua, I would say, I welcome the ignorance of black people. That is why they are poor. I wanted to ask our dear, I don't know where he comes. I wanted to ask him, first of all, where are you from? I wanted to ask him, where do you come from? Before I go to only 3 questions. I want 3 questions. Do you know why Africa is poor? Do you know why Africans are so stupid and swimming across the Mediterranean, drowning to get into Europe to do menial jobs? Do you know why you don't have drinking water, electricity, or good roads? Because you run away from the truth. Because you call something a church doesn't make it a church. I repeat, Winners Chapel, Redeem, Church, Mountain on Fire, as if Valley on Fire is rubbish and satanic. I will say it. You see, some of you are afraid of the truth. In this OG, that is why you're poor. The type of atrocity that was committed in the name of Jesus Christ within Roman Catholic Church existed in Africa. But African black men did not have it in them to say, why are older men abusing little children? But white people did. That is why they are moving forward and you are not. They question everything, but you don't. You think I have come to condone evil? Then you are dreaming. I expect pastors to, they were praying. You know, when people make very foolish statements, like typical of black people, you will know. I did not abandon them in Aba when army and police came. When an Alamajri Boko Haram is in power, you are not listening to me. I said, I'm going back to lead this very army. I will not retreat or surrender. I will die in the battlefield, or Biafra will come. One of the two will happen. People are insane because you're a black man, you don't know anything. Do you think if you mention the word church, then we will run away? When the white man came here, you said, I am multifaceted. Allow me to please educate you very well. Unago hanakwa in the zoo. Most of you are not educated. I'm sorry to say. Why wouldn't I be full of myself? I'm learned. I don't come from a wretched home. Are you aware of that? That my father sent me abroad to study? Are you aware of that? And he's not a politician either. We are full of ourselves because we are learned. We are learned. If you want to mask jealousy, envy, because you cannot be like me, you come out and say it. Don't hide behind sentiments which are unfounded to also make unfounded and baseless allegations. I command millions, not thousands, and we'll go to war and we'll win. You talk about nation, by which I mean the zoological republic. Anybody saying you're proudly a Nigerian, I show you a monkey or a baboon. All these useless Pentecostal churches are dead in the water in Biafra land. As many of you as possible can go and join the enemy, you will die with them. I am talking about the kingdom of God upon the face of the earth. I am talking about Biafra, not any other country, not any other place. I want as many enemies as possible to gather. The more you are, the better for us, the greater the glory, because you will all fall. Do you know why you will fall? Because we speak the truth here on Radio Biafra. Anybody going to Winners Chapel Pentecostal Church called Redeem or Deeper Life, I don't want to see in any Biafran gathering. If I go to any country, I don't want to see you. If you're from there, go and wallow in stupidity and abject poverty. That is your lot, because you're stupid and hopeless. I remember the words of the Pharisees and the Sadducees to Yahweh Yeshua. They said exactly the same thing. You are turning the laws of Moses upside down. You've destroyed everything. He said, no, he has come to bring life. And today I follow his gospel. I follow Yahweh Yeshua. The nonsense the Greeks brought to you, that is your business. Do you know who we are? My covenant is with Chukwukabiam in heaven, in Jerusalem. He said, are you prepared to go and speak the truth no matter the consequences? I said, yes, I will do so if you command me to. He said, go and be without fear before your enemies. Speak the truth, even if it leads to your death. What is the truth? When a general overseer is riding about in a private jet, there is something wrong with the congregation. That means you are not well. You are demented. You are more than hopeless. You are irredeemably stupid. That is the truth. We want to do something in Africa that has never been done before. We want to actually have a country in Africa where the world can say, oh, these people that are behaving like human beings, you know. You had leaders that came before that told you how sweet and honey you are, how beautiful you are. Oh, yeah, I'm black, I'm proud. Today, it is called wishy-washy talk. They want to make you feel good about yourselves when in actual fact you are hopeless. I come to you and I tell you the truth. Rise up from your stupidity and be a man, be a human being. Do you think I'm going to tell you things that will make you happy? You are insane. If you're as angry as I am, then you rise up and defend your honor with your life if need be. I need men, not boys. You want somebody to beg you, go to Winners Chapel, you cannot join us. Go to Pentecostal Church in Kendi Yoruba, you can't come to us. As simple as that. There will be no Islam in Biafra land. We will fight to the finish. As I said before, I am preparing to fight this war and hand over to generations unborn. For 1,000 years, we will fight it. In the end, we are going to win. No matter what happens, we will always win. Oh, don't talk about religion. Only who? By my name, I'm religious already. That's the meaning of it. My father liveth. By my name, I worship heaven. So I am religious already. I make no apologies. They are now coming out because we are hitting home. Nobody's going to their churches anymore. Those listening. Ega church in the Yoruba cannot be part of us. Dressed up as Jesus. You are talking jazz. Is the name of the Savior, Jesus. His name is Yahweh Yeshua. And he said, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. If you worship anything anywhere without the name of Chukwukabiam, you're worshiping idol. You can go to your bed and cry from now till tomorrow morning. If you wake up, you will realize I'm telling you the truth. And then you will change. And Chukwukabiam will be able to love thee. That's who we are. And that's what we do. If you believe in sentiment or that sentimental mumbo jumbo, let's hold hands. Rubbish. Do you want Biafra? Yes. Do you want to know who Chukwukabiam is? And the answer is yes. Then you come to us. We'll take you to both. We will get Biafra. I'm not in doubt. If you're afraid, that is your business. I've never been in doubt 1 second. I love it when people challenge us. Can you do this? I'm telling you. Because I love to compound and confound these fools. This is a junior person in a church. I want your general overseer live on air. After speaking, allow me to speak. I don't know why you're running. I allowed you to speak. If I ask you, have you finished? Oh, no, I've not. You keep talking and rambling like a baboon until you run out of credit. Typical black man from Africa who cannot debate. That is why they're running from us. They can't debate us. 3 questions only. And you look like an idiot. That is why they ramble and they run away. If that is what you're going to be doing, if you call again, if I stop you, you don't want to stop, I cut you off. I want to debate. I don't discuss with idiots. My mission is Biafra. Everything else is immaterial. Judge me by the end result. Biafra we are going to get. If you want to listen to lies, Go to NTA. Start listening to that rubbish. Go to BBC and listen to the jargon from now till forever. Has your life improved? The answer is no. You've been listening to Radio Biafra for how long? And look at how smart and intelligent you are. This is Radio Biafra. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, please give us your name and where you are. This is Radio Biafra.
My name is Aaron Zokori. I'm calling from Naija.
Are you attending a Yoruba church?
No, sir.
If you do, I would have cut off your call immediately. I don't talk to them. They are idol worshippers whom we can have. But please go ahead. The world is listening.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your good job you're doing. But first of all, let me give some response to the man just called right away. I said that he called from Edo or whatsoever.
It is from Edo? About their nation, yeah. Zoo, Nigeria. Yeah.
Yeah. That young man, I'm sorry to say that he's a bit silly and demented, just like he used to say. When he was mentioned or when he was commenting on some certain things, he has been ranting. He was busy ranting. And after everything, he never cooled down to hear or to face the questions that will come up from his arguments. And he then just went off that way. But that's by the way, just like you used to say, that the more enemies you have, the more the glory. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Nevertheless, I'm a student right here, and I don't really know how much I can offer financially, but I am doing my best by joining by being a member of IPOB right here in Naija, and a full member as well, do my daily contribution weekly, just to see, just anyhow or any amount that I can offer. But nevertheless, I also like to talk to fellow Biafrans out there, and all the Biafrans listen to me right away. You know, you've been talking about contribution for us to acquire weapons and whatsoever. But sometimes I do wonder if they think that we are here playing, that we are here to crack jokes or to make noise all the time. All of them who are in their rooms or the secret listeners or whatsoever, I'm urging everyone to please come out and finance as well as support everything we're doing right here. Because we are here for real business, and it's either Biafra or we order of here. You know, it's just obvious that we are not a part of this zoo, this damnable contraction called Nigeria. And the earlier we leave this contraction, the better for us. Nevertheless, I appreciate your effort as well as that of Uchema Barisima Mezu and the rest, as well as IPOB leaders and zonal coordinators and state coordinators, as well as the CUC. I appreciate their work and their efforts. And I pray that Chukwu Kikadiama will bless, nurture, and keep them. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Director. Keep on with your job.
He said the time now is actually, I think it's about 10:30 in the evening, and people are still calling us from all over the world. And we continue to welcome their calls because we've not been on air now for a while. So we just squeeze in your calls. As long as you're not from a Yoruba church. If you're from a Yoruba church, you're not welcome here. You join our enemies and you will die with them. I said, because in the end, we are going to win. In the end, we win. That's what we do here on Radio Biafra. We always win. We don't care where you're coming from. You are going to lose. And Biafra will come. They think imagine you are dreaming. You are seriously dreaming. We never ever go back. We don't retreat and we don't surrender. We want to. I'm impatient for this very effort to come. I want us to get Biafra as quickly as possible. You are the ones delaying and wasting our time. They think we are joking. You think we are going to fight? So in Biafra land, somebody will go and use the money of people and buy a private jet? You must be dreaming. The president of Biafra land, by the time he leaves office, he'll be lucky if he goes back to a 2-bedroom bungalow. You think we're going to be like the zoo? You must be joking. Oh, because you're a minister, you'll be a millionaire. You're a madman. Because it's not going to happen. You are coming to work for your country. Your job as a politician is to create millionaires, not you to become one. If you don't know that, go and study it very, very well. We are not going to build any stupid African country. We are going to build the kingdom of heaven on the face of the earth. It is called Biafra. Award us contract 4-kilometer road. You are deranged. You see the caller on the phone. Can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra. Can you hear me? They cannot hear me. They are wasting time. They cannot hear me. I hate it when people don't obey simple protocol and they come tomorrow. They expect so much love and care. It doesn't work that way. The caller on the phone. Can you hear me?
Director.
Yes, please. Your name and where you are.
Hello, my name is Chukwu Chinomso. I'm calling from Aba.
Do you attend the Yoruba church?
No.
Because if you do, I will terminate your call. Please go ahead.
Okay. I don't attend the Yoruba church. Director, I thank you for the good work. I'm very grateful that we have somebody like you. So, I want to comment. I like that man that called from Edo State.
I welcome it.
From the zoo.
I welcome it.
Yeah, he's very good. How we should be having people like them so that we can be educating them as we are doing. Because that's why they are called. You see, they are listening to our radio because we are educating them. So he would have waited a little so that we educate him more. So I like people like them. Let them keep calling so I will educate them more. Keep the good work you are doing, Director, and God will bless you.
You see? Thank you very, very much. In fact, I prefer what AGK is saying. He has written to me on Facebook to say the guy must be enjoying church patronage. That we are pulling down all their edifice of evil. The name of the Son of Man that Chukwukika Biama sent is Yahweh Yeshua. He never sent any Jesus Christ. His name was Yahweh Yeshua. That's his name. His name means Chizoba or Chukwukika Biama is our salvation. That's the meaning of his name. Can anybody tell me the meaning of the word Jesus? It means Zeus. The Greek god called Zeus. Isos means Hail Zeus. The same way somebody can say Sai Buhari before they kill people. Isos means we hail Zeus. And Zeus was Arose. And there is no way the Savior can be an Arose. It is impossible. That is why he said, don't worship me. There was nowhere Yahweh Yeshua said, worship me. It's never written anywhere in the scriptures. He said, you cannot get to the Father except through me. And I agree. You cannot get close to Chukwukabem unless you are truthful, unless you're upright, and unless you're clean. I agree completely and totally. He never said, worship me. I and my Father are one doesn't mean worship me. It means I speak the will of my Father in heaven. I understand that very simply. It's an English word or an English phrase or even a sentence. I and my Father being one doesn't say you should worship me. When people give glory to him, he says he gives glory to his Father in heaven. People are deaf because you are idol worshippers. And I will tell you to your face, you are an idol worshipper. If you don't change, Biafra will not come. No wonder Chukwuka Biama abandoned us to be killed 6 million because we are following idol sheepishly. They say you want to, what you're preaching. Why won't I preach religion? Umwezala, do you know the meaning of it? Ihechiowa, do you know the meaning of it? By our name, we already religious. So we can't run away from it. Chinazebere, we also answer that name. Nkechinyere. You understand that? These are all religious names. How are you going to abandon them? Of course you cannot. You cannot. Absolutely nothing. These are the things you ought to know. That is why we are formidable. We speak the truth and the world listens. Ezioku Chineke. Where did they say that they named the Saint Jesus? There is no J in Hebrew language. There is no J, is there? In Hebrew. That's why they're sending 13 snipers to come and kill us, because we're telling the world the truth. The people that brought you the Bible, did they go to church? The answer is no. Who are you then? The people that brought you the Bible, they no longer go to church. Are you aware of that? No, you're not aware, are you? The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello, Director. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Turn your system down. Give us your name and where you're calling us from, if you may.
Director, I'm Chukwu Daniel. I'm calling from Enugu.
Chukwu Kodenaka, Chukwu De. That is the name we bear. It is religious already. Asking us to remove religion is a futile exercise. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm calling from Enugu. I'm from Chokonese, the possessor.
Chokonese and Ndioma. I know the people from there. Please go ahead.
Okay, Director, since 2 days or 3 days, we are not hearing you on air. We are not happy somehow because of the Ozioma Ntinezi Sarani. Sarani Wajina Gakwan everywhere. I remember some time ago I was discussing with one of my friends, which be a police officer. So I was like, people were saying that, Director, the way you talk to people, like you command all the rest of them, then I asked the guy, what did he see about all these things? The guy said that he's good, that the what we are into, that what he needs to do is that kind of voice we need to use and command. That's what we are into is command. It's not to take people. So, Director, what I'm trying to say about this religious thing, keep that religious thing, keep saying it. I'm happy about it because of some people. A lot of people don't know what is involved in this Christianity and church. I believe that church cannot lead anybody to heaven. Church cannot lead anybody to heaven. I believe that. What I believe is that their good work and their holiness is what can take you to heaven, not church. But sometimes some people depend on church. Maybe when you are maybe a Catholic or something like that, or this charismatic, or this church, when you talk to them, maybe they will tell you, say, this is our church, this is our member. But they will not think about what that person did, whether this person did the right thing or bad thing. So that's when we are talking about Christianity is touching a lot of people. And moreover, what he said about somebody called Igbo is the same thing. So sometimes we leave the truth and leave what we're supposed to do and start doing something which is not normal. So I love what you are talking about. Continue about your Christianity thing and continue the way you talk about the Christianity, because the way our people take this Christianity and the way the Christianity is not the same. So I heard what your second in command said, that was yesterday, about that is a Catholic, that we should leave what we are doing, we should leave Christianity in this state. We are pursuing again to get Biafra. The point is that we're supposed to touch so many things, so that when we get this Biafra, we will now know, and we will now stand for one thing. Because if when we leave all this, when we leave Christianity now, and start pursuing, when we get it, we still having another problem. So I love what you're doing. Continue doing it, Director. That's why I'm calling you this evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for that. Thank you. These are the things we need to understand. If people were afraid of discussing areas and subject matters, there will be no faith, of course, where we follow Yahweh Yeshua. It wouldn't have happened. African people substituted the superstition of the old with that of the new. Most of them that say they are Christians, they are just superstitious beings. That is why people can pray and fast for a whole 1 year and nothing is happening in their lives. They still go out and vote for the same corrupt individual. Most of them claim they go to church. They know that these politicians, they are thieves. They know that very well. They still go and they vote for them. You are mere idol worshippers exercising your right to inglorious ignorance. You cannot be helped. That is why you are black. You are from Africa and you are very poor. Ask yourself why. I am a black person. I'm from Africa. I have no running water. I have no food on my table. I cannot build a house or get a mortgage to purchase a home for me and my children. I have no good roads. For my daughter to go to school, she will have to be abused. I am sending a little naive child to school. By the time she leaves university, she will turn into a harlot. And you're telling me you're going to church. Talking rubbish. This is Radio Biafra. You will have no other God before or beside me, so says the Lord of hosts. Exodus chapter 20, go and read. And tell me what it means in your language. Tell me the name that Mary and Joseph, as you say, gave to the child that they gave birth to. Yahweh Yeshua Chizoba. Chukwukika Biama is our salvation. Ask a white man, what is the meaning of Jesus or Babadada? Call Rome now and ask them. Call Canterbury. Ask the Archbishop. Please, Mr. Archbishop, can you tell me the meaning of Jesus? Or Hapuphone? That time you will know. You've been calling the name of an idol. This is Radio Biafra. It's Yoku Chineke. You may not comprehend it, but that is the truth. That is so bitter, it will set you free. That is why Dogon Yaro works. Do you know that anything that is bitter is good for your liver? I repeat, anything that is bitter is good for your liver. Anything that is sweet is damaging to your body. Do you know that? That is why we deliver this pill, raw and very bitter, that you may digest it. We are not just preparing you for now. Every gospel you're hearing now is designed to give us a good Biafra when Biafra comes. One day you will understand, none of you in Biafra land can stand idly by and watch a fool come and embezzle money and get away. You killed idiot. That is what we are training you to do. If we train you the same way that Nnamdi Azikiwe welcome agreement, oh, Africa, let's unite, let's join hands. Let's unite, let's join hands together. That is why you build a city with open drainage. That is why you have no water. That is why your children are trekking through Sahara Desert every blessed day. Some of them dying before they even get to North Africa. Then when they get there, they have to swim through the Mediterranean. Some of them are drowning as we speak, trying to get to Europe. Europe that people questioned the orthodoxy to build. Roman Catholic Church wanted to put Galileo in prison. Do you know why they named the probe in outer space Galileo? Because he said that the world is not flat. The world is round. It's spinning around the sun. They said, Chineke, don't say that nonsense. We will kill you. He said, but these are facts. They are scientific. Before they accepted it. Are you aware of that? No, you never knew. That is why you're black anyway. And that is why you're very poor. This is Radio Biafra. Let's take one more call and then we bring it to a close. One more call and we bring it to a close. This is Radio Biafra. Live and direct. Uzioma Chineke. His name is Yahweh Yeshua. Chizoba, not Jesus. Ask your pastor then, Pastor, what is the meaning of Jesus? If you come back tomorrow, I'll follow you. Go and ask your reverend father, ask reverend sister, what is the meaning of Jesus? They will run away from you. They will know you have not discovered their secret. That was why somebody wrote to us and said, you now have the secret. With Chukwukika Biama, Biafra will come. Anything else and Biafra falls. As easy as ABC. The caller on Viber, can you hear me? I thought there was a caller on Viber. No, not at all. A perfect cue for us to bring the program to a close, and we shall do so. We are going to reconvene in the morning. Don't worry about that. We are back. Normally, as always, we shall do so every morning and every evening. Only when, of course, I'm going to see these 6 countries that want to see us. Very, very important indeed. I cannot thank you enough for joining us. Remain very strong and resolute. Always look for the truth. Ezioku. That is the only thing that can take you to safety, that can take you to freedom. Anything else is idol worship. His name is Yahweh Yeshua, meaning Chizoba. The Europeans came and gave you garbage. That is why your children are dying. That is why you are so poor. That is why you are as imbecilic as Jonathan. Can you see how disgraceful Jonathan was? Every day he will go to Winners Chapel, he will kneel down. Did he achieve anything? The answer is no. Every day he will look for Redeemed Church to go and kneel down in front of somebody who is uncircumcised. Oh my goodness me. You don't, do you think you know the word of God? You don't know anything. Honestly, you are groping in the dark. And we are here to shine light upon that very ignorance, that you may find your way out. That is why we exist. And that is why to us, Biafra is our religion. No other one. We only have Biafra as our religion. Here on Radio Biafra is where we worship. Why do we do so? Because Chukwu Okike Abiama said we must be without fear before our enemies, to speak the truth, always if it leads to our death, to make sure we help those who cannot help themselves, and to do no wrong, that he may love us. He's the one we worship, not man. And I'm going to anything I form I don't worship. Anything that is created by man, God forbid, evil. I don't worship you. I worship the indivisible, divine, omnipotent, omnipresent Chukwu Okike Abiama in heaven. You don't see him, but you believe. Because blessed are those that don't see but believe. The white man cannot believe in Chukwu Okike Abiama because he cannot see Chukwu Okike Abiama. They knew Yahweh existed. That is why they had to believe in him. And because most of them are uncircumcised, of course, Yeshua can bring them in. Because you cannot go to somebody's house without going through one of the children. It's not possible unless you're a stranger and an impostor. Now they are being worried. How did they know all these things? We knew all these things because Chukwu Okike Abiama asked us to come, not man. And that is why we praise him. That is why he's going to bless each and every one of you immensely, and your families as well. But more critically, as you know, Biafra is more important than all of us because it's the kingdom of heaven. Chukwu Okike Abiama will bless Biafra. And also, before tomorrow morning, you will think, you will ponder, and you will read, and you become richer intellectually for it. From me, from here, from London this evening, I say good evening to you all.
All hail Biafra. Triumphant from all our foes.